West Deptford for the Atlantic City Electric High School Football Game of the Week. Hi everybody, I'm Mike Shute along with Fred Swartz, and we're at West Deptford High School for tonight's high school football game, a colonial clash as it's West Deptford playing host to Haddonfield. And Fred, two teams that are very familiar with one another over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a game that in the summertime you always circle the date because you know it's going to be competitive and you know they're always going to be undefeated usually at the time they come through.
Fred, Haddonfield comes in. It's been in the media all week that they've been banged up all year. They've lost guys in the preseason, guys going down now. Coach Frank Delano, no excuses. He's going to just it's next man up for this Haddonfield team.
Yeah, and that's kind of the key word. I think their slogan that they say for their team is "Together we will."
Yes.
So it doesn't matter who it is. They're going to get up there and they're going to play hard.
One guy that's been playing very well this year for the Bulldogs, Nick Patrizzi, the running back.
Yeah, good family genes. A lot of South Jersey will remember the Patrizzi family. He's a senior. He stepped up when it's needed. He's run for almost 450 yards. He's going to be just the tough nut for Haddonfield.
Of course, there's a Patrizzi that coaches as well at Cinnamons and Mario, his pops. So there's certainly no football familiar there for sure.
Yeah, and they were also great baseball players.
Absolutely.
In the same deal.
And when you talk about, of course, here at West Deptford, they've got an injury situation too. Their top running back, Kenny Lim, he's going to be out tonight. So again, another situation where it's the next man up.
And speaking of an old running back coach, you always had number 2 ready, and number 2 was itching for a chance to play, and you hated to see somebody get hurt. They're going to bring in a sophomore by the name of Tyshawn Bookman is his name, and let me make sure I get it right there for everything it is. It is Tyshawn Bookman. He really impressed me the last time we saw him against Willingwood. He has good speed. He's going to be the next Kenny Lim. And tonight, he will have to be Kenny Lim.
He will. And a perfect night for football, a night of football between two perfect teams, both 5-0, both 3-0 in the Colonial Division of the West Jersey Football League. We're looking forward to great action here tonight at West Deptford High School.
Yeah, it's interesting. When two good teams play like this, 3 things can happen. If both teams play well, it'll be a classic we'll remember for 20 years. If both teams play sloppy, it'll be a close game, and we'll all say, wow, one team was lucky to win. And the other thing that people don't realize at times, if one plays good and one plays bad, it could be a blowout. So I think it's going to be exciting. We're never going to know until the game begins what's going to happen.
We will see, and it will begin right after this. We'll see you with the action in just a few moments. Back here at West Deptford High School, set to kick things off. I'm Mike Shute, joined by Fred Swartz. Haddonfield won the toss. They deferred. West Deptford will get it first, Fred, and something that Coach Clyde Folsom likes to do, likes to get the ball first. So he's happy with that decision.
Definitely likes to jam it right down the throat, and we're thrilled to be here on the Gloucester County Educational Network in this Atlantic City Electric Game of the Week.
Doing the kicking duties for Haddonfield, it's going to be Henry Grosier, Jr. He's ready to bang this one deep. He's kicked it off 28 times, 3 touchbacks this season for Grosier, number 4. Take a look at the weather. Beautiful night, 71 degrees, clear skies here. Unseasonably warm this time of year. Perfect night for football between two perfect teams at 5-0. Kickoff taken back at the 11. It's going to be McCune, number 4. He's going to bring it across the 25 to about the 27, where the West Deptford offense will get started under the direction of Pete Oreo.
And let me tell you, oh baby, this is high school football at its best. We're going to see West Deptford with Jason Collier as the tight end, Tyler Cobb and Bob Metz, number 63 and 76 at tackles, Ray Chazinski at guard, and Ty Thurston at guard, and Tessier Money will be the center. Pete Oreo at quarterback, Darren McEwen at one halfback, Tyshawn Bookman at the other, and TJ Hoyt at fullback.
Man goes in motion. Oreo hands it off, and it's going to be Tyshawn Bookman on the carry. Picks up about 3 or 4.
And what better way to find out when your number 1 back is out for the game with a concussion? Put in the next back in, give him the football, and see what he can do.
That back that's out, Kenny Lim, 71 carries this season for 714 yards, an average of 10.1 yards per carry, and 7 touchdowns on the season. His longest run of the year, 70 yards. So Bookman's going to come in and try and fill those shoes. So far, Bookman, that was his 22nd carry of the year on that last play, this first play of this ball game. But he was 21 for 142, 6.8 yards per carry. So we'll have second and about 6 here for the Eagles. Oreo pitches out to McCune. McCune picks up first down yardage across the 35. Closing on the 40, he'll be just shy of that. So two plays and a first down. That's a good start for the Eagles.
And absolutely, when you look at that, usually Clyde scripts his first dozen or so plays, and that's doing exactly. Watch the toss right here from Oreo. McCune gets a nice cut, lowers his shoulder, and just gets through the game. Again, Frank Delano said that the most important thing is to put West Deptford in situations that they're not used to having, which would be second down and long. We'll see what happens right here.
Yeah, when you look at the running back stats, and they've got guys averaging 10 yards a carry and 7 yards a carry, certainly second and third and long is not something they're familiar with. We've got a flag. I think it's going to be illegal motion against West Deptford, Fred. It's going to move them back 5.
Yep, and while we got it, the defensive setup for the Bulldogs, the tight end, the defensive ends will be Gabe Klaus, number 6, and number 7, Drew Gravanovich. At the D tackle spots will be Jim Kane, number 56, and Will Murray, a senior captain, number 54. The nose tackle will be number 76, senior captain Mark Troiani. Will Chimney and Lewis Evans, number 44 and 28, will be your halfbacks, and we'll do the secondary after this play.
And, of course, you saw the graphic there with Jim Winterberg as your official tonight. Pass from Oreo way over the head. It's going to go out of bounds. Intended again for McCune, running a little pattern coming out of the backfield.
So situation now West Deptford where that they usually do not like to be in. Now it's 2nd and 15. And we saw a little play action. Oreo last year in the sectional championship game against Cedar Creek was the star performer for West Deptford, both running and passing. We may see more of that tonight than West Deptford usually sees.
West Deptford, of course, the defending South Jersey Group 2 champions. Knocking off Cedar Creek last year, avenging a 2015 loss to the same Cedar Creek Pirates. So 3rd and 15 here, 9:46 left to play in this opening quarter. Oreo takes the snap, has some time, firing towards the near sideline. It's going to be out of the reach, though, of McCune, coming across nicely to make the play. Seamus Ferguson from the safety spot. He might have been able to knock that down or break it up, but it seemed as if he kind of had his eyes locked in on the receiver, trying to keep him away from the ball.
I think that's really true, Mike, that he was going to make sure that the receiver wasn't going to catch the ball in that particular case. But here we go, a little victory right off the bat for Haddonfield as they're able to stop West Deptford on their first drive, and we'll see what happens as field position changes.
Luke Smith will step in to punt for West Deptford. The 5'8", 160-pound senior has punted 9 times for an average of 31.1 yards this season. Snap bounces, it's loose, he's going to fall on it, and Haddonfield gets great opportunity here. They're going to have it 1st and 10 at about the 23 of West Deptford on the miscue.
On the first big break of the game, it was just a bad snap to the punter, and it sends back a little messages to Coach Folsom. And about 3 years ago in 2014, there were 2 bad snaps on field goal attempts when Haddonfield was driving down, and West Deptford was driving down to score. Haddonfield capitalized on it and ended up winning the sectional championship that year. So here come the Bulldogs, and we get to see Jay Foley at quarterback. For those of you watching in, he is the son of Glenn Foley, who played for Cherry Hill East. And look at this formation.
This is a crazy way to start. Foley back to pass, fires towards the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. A little bit of a jump ball up there between Jay Foley's brother, John, and one of the defensive backs for West Deptford. It's going to fall incomplete, though, and that's an odd way to start things offensively, but Frank Delano, certainly no stranger to doing things his own way.
That is for sure, and that was very interesting. That was the ultimate spread offense in that situation. By the way, the Foley brothers, Jay and Johnny, and there's our mishandled, actually poor snap that gives a good field position, are twins.
Flag on the play here as they run it into the line. Not much doing, maybe a yard or two. We'll see, though, what the flag is. Probably a false start or legal formation here against Haddonfield, so we'll probably have a repeat of 2nd down, 2nd and probably 15.
Now we'll get to see look at that. There was a center, there was a guard, and the rest of the offensive line was over to the right side. Now they threw this one receiver pattern into the end zone, and it was a jump ball, and Bookman comes up big again. He's in that secondary spot for Kenny Lim, and it made a big difference.
And John Foley almost made the adjustment to make that catch. He kind of stepped around him. It was a illegal formation against Haddonfield, so it'll be 5 yards. 2nd and 15 now, ball back at about the 29 for the Bulldogs. Jay Foley steps out from under center, takes a peek over to the sideline. And now they're set and ready to go. Foley will hand it off, and brought down immediately, upended is the ball carrier. That was Nick Patrizi, the senior, 6 foot 175, came into today with a 6.1 yards per carry average and 6 touchdowns on the ground. He's also caught 6 balls out of the backfield and averaging about 11 yards per catch.
And we heard earlier about the improvement by Gavin Shields stepping in to be linebacker. We got to see that again. He read his key. He drove right into the line and cut the running back down with little gain.
They gave him a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and 14 here for Haddonfield. Foley takes the snap, avoids Collier on the rush, now firing towards the end zone. It's going to be too far out of the reach, though, out of the back of the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. It was caught out there by John Foley, but out of the end zone, incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. We'll see what Coach Delano has up his sleeve here. Do you go for a relatively long field goal or just try and get a 1st down?
Well, I'll tell you what, the place kicker for Haddonfield was definitely impressive in warm-ups. He was banging home field goals from 42 yards out, and that's what this one would be pretty close to. But it looks to me as if they're going to go for it.
Yeah, it would have been about a 45-yarder from this spot here. Now 4th and 14 for Haddonfield, trying to capitalize on the early miscue by West Deptford. See what they can come up with here. Foley again, back to pass. Now puts his head down and runs. Now fires on the run towards the end zone, looking for Foley. It's caught. Are they going to say yes? They're going to say no. Out of the back of the end zone. John Foley not liking the call. But wow, what a great play from Foley to Foley.
Yeah, it was a great pass. And in high school football, you only have to have 1 foot down. And we'll check and see what it is. Foley reads this really well, steps up very much against blitz, releases it on the run. Let's see if he got his foot. Yeah. I think it's a good call by the official.
Great call.
I think that's a 100% good call.
Yeah, absolutely. 1st and 10, so West Deptford stems the tide, Fred. They don't let up any points here. Get it right back pretty much where they started. No harm, no foul.
Yeah, that's a great win for them, too.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Handoff goes on the near side. It's going to be Bookman again. Bookman's going to pick up about 7. So again, it'll be a 2nd and short situation here for West Deptford.
And that really predicates their offense. They can do so many things that way. But so far what we've seen with Bookman, he has good speed. And the other thing I've been very impressed with him watching in the game against Willingboro and here, he has good vision. Watch, it's a jet sweep. He picks the ball up. He sees the cut right off the bat, makes a tackle or miss, and just goes down the field. He's a good running back, Mike. There's no doubt about it.
Patient, too, Fred. Looked like he waited for things to happen, didn't force the issue. They're going to fake it to Bookman this time and go right up the middle, and then swarmed down is going to be McCune. I believe that's McCune. No, pardon me. That's going to be 7, TJ Hoyt. TJ Hoyt is wrangled in and brought down. A bunch of guys there for Haddonfield making the stop.
Yeah, and that's right into the heart of Haddonfield's big strength with Mark Troiani and Will Murray there. They just bottled everything up and made sure that TJ wasn't going to go any distance at all.
So no gain, maybe a loss of a half a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Approaching the 7-minute mark here of the first half. They're going to give it to Bookman again, and Bookman is going to be brought down. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Looks like he got it.
It's going to be one of those left foot marks or right foot marks. If it's a left foot mark, he got the 1st down, and he did.
Yeah. So West Deptford keeps the chains moving. 1st and 10 now as the clock continues to run with 6:45 left to go. And there you get a look at the work by Bookman. And
great job there by the offensive line. The wing T uses so many angles, blocking schemes, and that worked to perfection.
Bill Chimney in on the tackle, number 44 for Haddonfield. So a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. We've got some motion. We've got McCune getting it. He's going to run to the right and be dragged down. Every yard is just going to be just ground out tonight, Fred, between these two teams.
Yeah, McEwen really showing some great – he's a senior, and he's been probably waiting for this opportunity to be part of the feature back, and he just put his head down and just drove those legs. Watch to our young people. Watch him keep his shoulders square.
Yeah, because he's just back there.
he just keeps driving and driving and driving.
Got another 3-4 yards after the initial contact, which wound up picking up 8, so it's going to be 2nd and 2. McCune, 38 carries this year for 242 yards, averaging 6.4 per carry coming in. Another first down for West Deptford. A short gain there, a dive of about 5. This time it's going to be Hoyt getting across midfield.
And that straight little halfback, fullback counter. But the one golden thing about what West Deptford does is they eat up clock. And they keep you playing on defense rather than playing on offense. And that's a huge plus.
And Fred Hoyt's got the lowest yards per carry of all the running backs, and he averages 4.4 carries. So, you get 4.4 yards every time you have the ball. That you're working positive.
Give him 3 times, and he's got a first down.
Exactly. 1st and 10, just inside midfield at the Haddonfield 49. First time either team has been on the other team's half of the field. Passing this time and connecting on the far side for a first down and a pickup of about 12. It's going to be Urio connecting with Mike Bilodeau. Bilodeau, with his 5th catch of the season, came in averaging 10.8 per catch.
And that's a secret weapon for West Deptford. They run that waggle pass so well that they run, and watch. They fake that sweep to Bookman. Urio just sets his feet, throws it right on the line, and Bilodeau knew exactly where the sticks were and gets to the first down.
And how about Ray Chudzinski, number 60, getting out there leading the way on the block? If Urio wanted to keep it, Freddie has that option too.
And you're going to see that tonight. That's called the waggle keep. And Urio will definitely, he used that to perfection against Cedar Creek last year. 1st
and 10, West Deptford on the move, approaching the 5-minute mark here of the first quarter. On the Atlantic City Electric Game of the Week, this is going to be Bookman again. Bookman running left this time. West Deptford sniffs it out. And it's going to be a short game, maybe about 2 for Bookman, maybe 3, as he got inside the 35.
And our younger viewers, if they get a chance to watch that again, that was sure tackling by the Bulldogs. They just knew exactly where to hit him and drive that shoulder and knock him back. But this is what West Deptford does. They just pound and pound. Watch this final fill tackle right here on Bookman. Good connection and boom. Both shoulders. That was Chimney. They were just perfection. That was form tackling, ladies and gentlemen.
Drew Gavranich made the first contact, and then they followed up. He held him up, and the rest of the guys came in to take him down. Another pickup of about 6 here as West Deptford gets it to just shy of the 30. They're going to call it the 31, so we'll have 3rd and about 4 here.
And I'm sure it's going to be 4-down situations here for West Deptford here, so they've got 2 plays to really get 4 yards.
There you get a look at Clyde Folsom, 252, 75, and 5 in his lengthy career. Actually, I had 256, but, well, we're in the same ballpark. But Clyde Folsom, number 4 all-time in South Jersey with those 251 wins.
Boy, that is just great offensive line blocking. The line surge by West Deptford's offensive line just knocked Haddonfield right off the ball, and that's just a bad sign. Watch how the linemen just push people off the line. It's a good secondary block there by West Deptford's number 60, Ray Chudzinski. He saw the option, went right to the second level, and just cut off that linebacker.
So it brings up 1st and 10 again for West Deptford as they are on the move. Down close to the 25. This is going to be Bookman running left, gets a little bit of an edge, and gets inside the 20 to the 19. So a pickup of 7 for Bookman. And Fred, it almost seems like West Deptford's just got fresh guys every time. It's like Bookman on 1st down, McCune on 2nd, and Hoyt on 3rd.
And the other thing that's really good is they can attack you from the inside or the outside like they did with Bookman right here. So you can't really pick up a key of what they're doing. You have to be able to defend the whole field.
Cornerback Alex Kadar with the tackle as Bookman tried to run through him. Here comes McCune on 2nd and short, and he was going to be close to a first down. They'll stop the clock as they move the chains for the first down. So he needed 2, he got 3, Fred. So another first down for West Deptford.
And again, what we've mentioned before, when you go on a long drive like this, it's really impressive to see because most high school teams can't go more than 6 plays without making a mistake.
Right.
And they are just doing everything that they need to do to be successful.
An impressive drive, no doubt, here as we approach the 2-minute mark here of the first quarter. Urio under center, will hand it off. It's going to be Bookman again, running left again. He gets a block and is in, Good block out there by number 80, Mike Bilodeau, helped set the room, and Bookman's able to slip by for the touchdown.
Now, what an impressive drive. 77 yards right down the field. One pass, the rest running, and they really found an opening there when they're running Bookman to that left side. He's been able to get 7 or 8 yards every down.
And that will set up for the point after. Bilodeau is the kicker. He's 18 for 19 on PATs this year and 1 for 2 on field goals. Kick is good. It's 7-0 West Deptford.
So for the Gloucester County Educational Network and the Atlantic City Electric Game Break, watch this touchdown run by Tyshawn Goodman. Just outstanding vision and just running the play to perfection. 6 on the board for West Deptford. The extra point makes it 7. And if you're West Deptford now, you suddenly feel awful good about yourself, but there's no panic in Haddonfield. It's still a long game to go.
Absolutely. And really, Haddonfield's got to be kicking itself, not taking advantage of that early West Deptford mistake, and certainly West Deptford, Fred, has got to feel good.
Now, if you look at the graphic that's up there now, Haddonfield's averaging 39.2 points a game and only giving up 6.6. So they've already given up more points than they normally give in a game. West Deptford, you can see the opposite there. I mean, the same deal. They score 33.6 a game and give up 11. So both teams have a great offense, and they also have an equally good defense.
Haddonfield's defense with a couple of shutouts this season, 2 to be exact. And as you saw, giving up less than 7 points per game in that graphic. West Deptford with just 1 shutout this season. Of course, they had that shootout a couple of weeks ago with Sterling, winning 34-33. Kickoff goes around the left side for Haddonfield. It was Kadar on the return.
Now for Frankie Delino, it's an interesting series right now. It's still early in the game, but you want to give your kids some confidence. You want to make them sure that they can move the ball. They've already seen that West Deptford can. So I'm sure he'll set up some type of an offense now where Haddonfield tries to move the ball down the field, get a couple first downs, feel good about themselves, and then open up their opportunities. So watch for Patrizzi to be a ball carrier here.
Interesting setup here, as you have 4 backs in an I, and now turns into 2. Foley will hand it off to Patrizzi, gets some room running right, has a little gap, and picks up about 15 running through the right side.
And actually that formation goes back to an old offense that was won by Maryland back in the 1970s, believe it or not, because you can't key on any back. But Patrizzi showed us something right off the bat, that he's an athlete, he can run, and he has good vision.
And he ran behind the Brady bunch there, Fred, between Jack Brady and Vince Brady on the right side, the right tackle and right guard. 70 and 65. This time Patrizzi's hitting the backfield, shakes off a tackle, running right, and is forced not quite out of bounds as the clock will continue to run, but he's shoved out around the 43, so a pickup of a couple.
And we can see that because that's making something out of nothing. That could have easily been a 5-yard loss. Patrizzi not going to go down with the first ball tackler, and that worked very well for Haddonfield. Watch this. I mean, that legitimately should have been a 5-yard loss.
It was Darrell Johnson, the senior number 32, who busted in there and almost made the tackle. About 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Jay Foley steps out. John Foley with his hands up, doesn't know what the call is with the band playing, couldn't hear. Fires Foley to Foley, connects at the 50. Foley still on his feet, spins away and moves towards the 40. They're going to say he's down at the 41, so another first down for Haddonfield.
And I'm sure they probably practiced that in their backyard a few times during the last season and a half, but a sense sometimes it's a brother deal. Watch, Jay Foley just knows exactly where his brother's going to be. His brother goes up, reaches the ball, and stays on his feet. And a nice first down for the Bulldogs.
It's got to be a pretty good advantage to have two brothers in a situation like that, you know, obviously, I mean, they've known each other their whole lives. They're certainly going to know where everyone's going to be on the field. That's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. West Deptford leads it 7-0 on the Atlantic City Electric High School Football Game of the Week. Back here at West Deptford High School, Mike Shute, Fred Swartz, as we are getting ready for the second quarter. As you see the score, West Deptford 7, Haddonfield 0 on the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard. And Fred, these two teams certainly no strangers to one another. Of course, would play each other annually in the Colonial Conference. Of course, now in the West Jersey Football League with the Colonial Division. But they often would play each other twice a year when it comes to the Group 2 playoffs. And really had the season ended or the cutoff date been today, these teams would have been playing each other in the playoffs this year.
How about that?
West
That's
Deptford's 3rd, Haddonfield is currently seeded 6th.
That's interesting. And they're also rivals in almost every sport between whether it's soccer, whether it's basketball, whatever it be. It's always Haddonfield and West Deptford.
At least one of these two teams, Fred, has been in the Group 2 championship game in 14 of the last 15 years. Sometimes it's been both of them playing each other. A little bit of a broken play there. It's going to be a loss of about 4 as Foley gave it to Patrizi.
And really, when we take a look at that, it's just great line search there by West Deptford. Watch, they just come right through the gaps, beat the offensive lineman to the ball, and there was no chance of that being there at all. Great tackle there made by number 66, and that's Nick Janzuska.
Foley throwing to Foley. Oh, and he was running at him, and he overshot him. John Foley was running full speed, kind of on a little bit of a rocket screen at his brother, and Jay just kind of airmailed it on him a little.
Exactly, and I think that's right. This game brings out so much emotion among the teams. He just wanted to zip that ball out as fast as he possibly can. Watch Foley. 1-2, release, and for those of us who used to coach quarterbacks, his elbow was down. When the elbow is down, the ball goes up.
So 3rd and 15, actually they're going to say it's 3rd and 14, I should say, for Haddonfield here as they await the play call from Coach Frank Delano. And now we've got a stoppage and a timeout. Haddonfield's going to take a minute to talk things over here with this 3rd and 14 situation. Gives us a chance to talk a little bit more about the rivalry, though, Fred. You know, I mentioned that one of these two teams have been in the Group 2 championship game in 14 of the last 15 seasons. The only year that they weren't was 2000, going back to 2002. The only year they weren't was 2005. Camden and Point Pleasantboro played each other, but they played twice against each other in 2009, 2010, 13, and 14. And 3 of those times were matchups in the Group 2 final down at Rowan.
Yeah, I get to do all those games down there, and it's always a pleasure to know they're well-coached teams. You know, I always get a kick out of it. Haddonfield has 15, count them, 15 assistant coaches. 4 of them were former head coaches of Tony Nicolino, Ralph Shivo, Sean Cahoon, and Mike McDevitt. So it's interesting. And also listed as one of the coaches for West Deptford is Jason Morrell, and he's the athletic director. Right. So we got some pretty good people around here, let me tell you.
And there you see the accolades for West Deptford, 7-time Group 2 champs. We'll fill in some more about that in a minute. But right now, 3rd and 14. Foley looking for Foley. It's going to be incomplete. It's going to fall incomplete. Good work by John Foley to kind of get in there and play defensive back almost, Fred, and kind of break that up because it looked like it was going to be an easy interception for Bookman.
And a good job also by West Deptford secondary to stay with it. We're watching here. Foley has the time to throw. He sees him break on the wheel on his brother Wake. There's a lot of hand fighting down there, but Bookman just does a great job of staying with the receiver, staying to his inside, making the ball go over him to the receiver, and that's where you hit it right on the money with the other Foley just becoming the defensive back there.
So now 4th and 14. It's a punting situation here for Haddonfield, and it looks like Brian Jones, 42, is into punt. High snap. He brings it down, boots it away, and it's going to take a friendly Haddonfield roll down inside the 5 to about the 4 where the Bulldogs down it. So Brian Jones comes in to punt. That was his 9th punt of the year. He's averaging 32 yards per kick. His long is 47. That one's going to be pretty close to his long of the year.
Right, so even though now your offense didn't go out and get you the points that you wanted or get your first downs you wanted, your kicker has really helped you because he's put the ball down at the 4-yard line, and you say to your defense, if we hold them here, we're going to get good field position and we're going to tie the game up.
One more thing about this rivalry. These two teams have played 13 times in the last 8 years, Fred. I mean, you talk about just knowing each other so well. Clyde, Frank certainly have matched up so many times they could probably tell you what each team's going to do. On the run is McCune across the 5. He's going to pick up maybe 2 to get out to about the 7, so maybe 2 or 3 for McCune there.
And very well done there by Clyde Folsom. When you get down with you to the goal line, if you don't want to run a quarterback sneak, you run your best protection back, which would be McCune in this time, and the best play, and that was the old wing T sweep. Just get ahead, get positive yardage, and hopefully we can get a first down after a third down, and then we can move the football.
This running back by committee tonight really doing a good job replacing the injured Kenny Lynn, who is out again, a guy that averages 10.1 yards per carry, not able to play tonight. Here's Bookman picking up about 3 to about the 10, maybe 4 to the 11. It'll bring up 3rd and short here for the Eagles.
And now opens up all the potentials that you want to run for your offense because you're on the 11-yard line. It's not like you're on the 4. I wouldn't be surprised to see them run what they call either the single back or back-to-back when they run some type of a reverse down here on the side to try to catch Haddonfield over pursuing.
Oreo breaks the huddle. We'll see what he comes out with. Big 3rd down here for West Deptford. They're going to give it to Bookman, running left. He's got some space, gets by and turns the corner. One man to beat, and good work there to keep him from going the distance. It was 28. Lewis Evans, the linebacker, came and made the play there to keep Bookman from going all the way.
And that's why Coach Folsom has all his victories. He went back to the play that Haddonfield has not been able to stop tonight, which is Bookman going to the left. Watch the straight arm that comes through in this situation. A little push to that old face mask, reminding that I'm here.
But Evans did a good job just guiding him, keeping him, and not letting him go by. Good work to keep that would have been a game-breaking play. Oreo back to pass across the middle. Connects with McCune for first down yardage. Inside Haddonfield territory to the 45. It's going to be a pickup of about 16.
And that's a weapon that West Deptford has not unleashed that often this season. Oreo can throw the football, and he has receivers that can catch the football.
Oreo came into today with a 66% completion percentage, so he certainly can make the connections.
And now if you're Haddonfield, you're starting to think a little bit. Hey, we're not able to stop them yet. And if they come down and score again and we get down 14-0, then we're not thinking so good of ourselves right now.
First and 10 at the Haddonfield 45. Handoff. Nothing doing that time.
And again, that's T.J. Hoyt carrying the football, but right into the heart of the Haddonfield defense with Will Chimney filling that gap pretty much in there. You can see him right now, number 44.
Matthew Jaros, number 71, senior, coming up and making a hit there as well.
Haddonfield really needs something good to happen right now, whether it's a stop, whether it's an interception, whether it's a fumble, something to make them really feel good about themselves. 2nd and 10.
Oreo back to pass, rolling towards the near side, connecting with McCune, and he is going to be bumped out of bounds inside the 35, but again, first down yardage, a pickup of 12 that time for the Eagles. So running the ball effectively sets up effective passing. Fred.
Absolutely, positively correct, and you can see it's the fake to the fullback, and then Oreo's nice pass to McEwen, and well defended by Haddonfield. It was just well executed by West Deptford.
And McEwen came into today with no receptions on the season, but I believe that's his second tonight.
Right, but it's always been there. It's always been in that playbook.
Just that Kenny Lynn was getting a bunch of them.
That's exactly right. Here's the
running
play
left again. Your play, Fred, is Bookman runs left and picks up a huge chunk, getting about 8.
And West Deptford's Haddonfield's going to have to make an adjustment there. They're going to have their strong safety or their defensive end. Somebody's got to give some lateral pursuit because, see, they did a nice job blocking on the defensive end and really getting out there well to put a block was number 60, Ray Chazinski. Haddonfield's going to have to determine that play's coming.
2nd and 3 here for the Eagles. Again, marching and using a lot of clock, keeping the clock running and keeping the ball moving. McCune, little hop to get in motion, and he kind of led the way there as Hoyt picked up the first down, or at least came close. They're going to stop the clock and maybe take a measure. No, they're moving the chains, Fred, for another first down.
And again, like you just mentioned before, it's using up time. And it's also dealing physical punishment. And that's what wears you down faster than anything else.
Yep. Yeah, Haddonfield's defense has been on the field a long time in this one.
Right.
Absolutely. Probably a good, 9-10 minutes in the first quarter. Easily. 1st and 10, 25 yard, at the 25-yard line. Oreo rolling towards the near side, passing almost, looked like it was broken up over there by Kadar, number 23, the corner.
And he's only a sophomore, so he's got a lot of football playing in his future, but very well played. It was, again, that fake to the fullback, little half roll by Oreo looking for a back out of the backfield, and Haddonfield did a nice job on that one. Now, the only good thing so far is the ball's on the left half. Left hash, so that run that they've been using very, very successful is not going to be there. So I think we'll probably see West Deptford run the ball to the right side this time.
2nd down and 10.
Tasir Money, the center, number 50, steps over the football, ready to go here on 2nd and 10. They're going to give it to the motion man coming across, and he blasts his way across the 20 towards the 15. He's going to be a little bit shy of the first down.
And that's our first look at Vinny Scarrato, very famous name here at West Deptford, at least the last name part of it. Many can remember the Scarrato that played years ago, that went to Penn State, and also had a little bit of a pro career. But again, they set the play up now where it's a play now that they can run back with Bookman to the left side because Haddonfield has not been able to stop it yet.
3rd and 3, see if they go back to it. Bookman
is not in the
lineup.
lineup.
In the game, right. And they're going to take a minute to talk things over. Timeout West Deptford here with 5:59 left to go in the first half, and the Eagles trying to add on to that 7-0 lead.
The nicest thing when you are the attitudes of both these coaches. They're winners. They definitely are demanding of their teams because they want perfection. I've told the story enough times, but Coach Folsom's idea is not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect. And I had the fortunate ability to coach Frankie Delano in an all-star game.
Did you say fortunate?
Fortunate. Very fortunate, yes. And Frankie was always intense, always wanted to be. And Frankie's senior year, his last game at Gloucester Catholic, he beat Deptford. And he never lets me forget that. So they're very, very good coaches. They're very good. And the other thing I really like is they're very, very good for kids. They're really, really good for kids. They really care about their kids, and they care about their programs.
And not to take anything away from anything that Haddonfield had before that, but this program has certainly taken off under Frank Delano's tutelage over the past,
Jimmy
10,
Horner
12
did
years.
a nice job of building it back up.
Yeah. But you see, I mean, the success. They've gotten to the sectional final 1-3. And they've certainly had great success. They're going to blast right through the line here on 3rd and short, and it's going to be a first down again for T.J. Hoyt. Hoyt seems to be the short yardage specialist, Fred.
He's a tough kid. He likes to just go right at you and bull you right over. And again, deal and punishment, and we'll see what they go. Now they're definitely in point position where they can get a field goal. Bilodeau is certainly within his range, but the Eagles definitely want to take this in and get more.
Bilodeau 1 for 2 this year on field goals, hitting a 25-yarder. 1st and 10, ball's spotted at the 11. Running a little sweep again. It's going to be Scarrato again. Scarrato is scooped up by Will Chimney, number 44, makes the hit. Looks like maybe a minor gain of maybe a yard at best.
But you really got to like it because he's a sophomore, and he's definitely going to get stronger and stronger as his years go along. But he wasn't afraid to go right inside and lower his shoulder and say, give me your best shot. So that was very impressive for me. Bookman back in the lineup. We'll see if they go back with that sweep to the left side.
He's lining up on the right side of the line, a little bit of a slot formation there. So we'll see if it is going to be indeed his opportunity to run left. And he's blocking his time as Oreo rolls to the left. And now he's being flushed and sacked and brought down. First sack of the game for either team, a loss of about 5. Going to be back at the 14.
And that could have even been a waggle throwback where Oreo rolls to his left side and throws back to his right side. We'll see if that's the case.
He had to kind of get out of there quickly as the pressure was coming.
Yeah, I think he was looking straight waggle, probably going down to one of the receivers. But now it's an interesting situation because even though it's still somewhat short, we're sitting here at, 3rd and 13. He's going to need to do something to at least make you think about going for fourth down.
Gabe Klaus with the sack there. Looks like his first of the year.
But that's another famous Haddonfield name, Klaus.
Yeah, no doubt.
Here's the play.
Here comes Bookman again, running left. Flags on the play. Oh, and he is brought down with a high tackle. 2 flags down there as well. We've got holding going to go against West Deptford, so that's going to come back. Actually, maybe you decline that penalty and go 4th and long.
No, I'm going to push him back
Yeah?
because the one thing, I think it's almost a guaranteed 3 points for Bilodeau. So if you can move him back, it moves it back further into his range. Haddonfield did a good job, though, reacting that time. I think they pretty much figured what was going to go on. And that's going to be, the hold's going to be called on number 52, Ty Thurston on that. We'll see if we can see where it is.
They threw it right away.
Oh yeah, he put his left arm. It was close. He put his left arm around his shoulder, and it's probably only there for like a second.
Yeah.
But that was it.
The 3rd and 25 as a result of that holding penalty.
It seemed like that play took a little longer to develop, Fred, than some of their previous ones too. I think, which also helped Haddonfield out.
Well, he came from the wing, and before he used to be at the halfback spot.
So 3rd and 25. Oreo's going to go back to pass, flinging to Collier. Collier makes the grab and falls down across the 20 to about the 18. So now it's going to bring up 4th and still about 17, and the ball's going to be at the 19. So you're talking about now a 36-yard field goal, which they're not going to try.
And we got to see there. That's our first look at Jason Collier, who is really getting looks from major Division I schools. His height and his hands, he's got great hands.
6'7", 280. He's already got offers from Syracuse, Pitt, West Virginia, Maryland, Virginia Tech, Rutgers, Temple, and they're just the ones I know of.
I'm going to be his agent.
And now they are going to go for the field goal attempt here. Bilodeau, it's going to be about 36. Certainly not automatic from this distance. That's a pretty good shot for a high schooler. And it's blocked by Haddonfield. Will Chimney, number 44, came in and snuffed that one out. Wow, he got over there in a hurry, came from the right side, and made the play.
And that's where that holding penalty you take, because it moves it back. When you go back those 10 yards, the kicker has a tendency to think he has to kick it harder, which makes it go lower. And there's the block. If we watch again.
Good call, Coach.
Here we go. It's a nice hold. And, actually, that is just an outstanding play by Will Chimney. That was an outstanding play.
He just flew by.
That's outstanding, and he knew exactly where to block the ball.
So another big play for Haddonfield, a big opportunity where they snuff out a West Deptford chance. West Deptford turns it over early, and Haddonfield's able to hold on here and not give up the scoring opportunity. Now here comes Patrizi picking up 10, now 15, now 20 yards plus on 1st and 10, and that's going to be a big momentum builder here for Haddonfield, Fred.
That is, especially now. The only thing working against Haddonfield right now is the clock, because there's 2:19. But here's the thing you got to look at. Even if you don't score, and we'll watch again the run, it's just a straight power off tackle. Good blocking at the point of attack, and a good angle there taken by Patrizi to get open. But here's what you got to look at. It's 7-0. If the worst is 7-0, you get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So you feel good about yourself. You're not down by 2 scores.
Patrizi again running. Oh, he dropped it. Fumble. Ball's down. It's still loose.
That's
West Deptford says they have it. And as much positivity as they had about 25 seconds ago, Fred, it's all washed away.
There goes the best laid plans.
Yeah.
You're thinking you're really good about yourself. You're going to get it. Let's see what happened here. It was a little counter. You had the two linemen leading the way. He breaks through. Oh, it just drops out of his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. You have to teach running backs enough that you have to cover the tip of the football. You cover the tip of the football, you can't get it out.
Senior Darrell Johnson got in there and was grabbing at him and pawing at him, and I think the way he pulled his jersey, it just kind of pulled everything away from him.
Helmet hit, yeah, I think that's 100% right.
So 1st and 10 for West Deptford now, trying to maybe steal back that momentum here as they lead 7-0. Oh, and a big hit there as McEwen picks up about 3 or 4 out to the 45.
And that was a collision, and we're seeing the results of that on the field. As you watch the collision at the point of attack, right here, boom. That would be Haddonfield's number 3.
That's safety Jack Flanagan.
Yeah, and he was.
We got another guy down for West Deptford too.
All right, I'm telling you, there was some contact on that play. Nice little exchange there between Clyde Folsom and Frank Delano on that one. Flanagan started the year in competition for the quarterback spot with Foley. He was a senior. He had experience from the years past. And to his credit, he didn't win that battle. He didn't become the starting quarterback, but he's out here playing as hard as he can on defense or offense. He's up. That's a great sign.
And you saw both head coaches, Frank Delano and Clyde Folsom, out there checking on him, and Clyde was out there checking on his player too. That was McCune, who was a little bit banged up, more from the blocking there. He didn't obviously carry the ball that time. So, but guys just really going hard here with about a minute and a half left to go in this first half.
Well, we knew there wouldn't be a shortage of intensity. That's for sure.
2nd down and 6.
So 2nd and 6 at the 45 for West Deptford. Orio from the shotgun. Bookman was in motion and then came in the block. And now another pass to Collier, who picks up a couple before he's harassed by a few guys, but they can't bring him down. Collier, a big, strong guy. Again, we said 6'7", 280. Came into today with 10 receptions for 152 yards, averaging 15.2 per game. Is the leading pass catcher on this team with 1 touchdown.
Good coverage by Haddonfield, but also good sense by Pete Orio because he was able to check off. Collier was probably his 4th option on that play.
Tom Sampson splits out wide to the left. Orio now under center this time instead of shotgun as he was on the last time. And again, they're running with that sweep to the left, but it's sniffed out this time by Haddonfield. This Bookman is brought down after a gain of just a couple, and it's going to bring up 4th and about 3. And West Deptford probably can pretty much run this clock out, I think, right?
Yeah, I was going to see if Coach Delano was going to call a timeout and make them punt the ball, but it looks like they just want to get into the locker room, have the score be 7-0, and make your adjustments.
Let's see if they even have to punt the ball. I don't know if they're going to have to kick it or not. No, they're going to call, timeout here?
Yeah, I think they decided to run. You get 25 seconds from the time the referee marks the ball ready to play. So Coach Folsom was probably watching on the sidelines till it got to 24, and then he hit that timeout. Now an interesting situation. Do you punt the ball? Do you go for it and hope to get a play? Because it's only 3 yards to go for the first down. Because legitimately with 5.7 seconds left, the only thing bad is if you punt it and they return it for a kick.
Right.
So if you run the ball, the worst thing that can happen is you don't make it and they get the ball.
I guess the worst thing that happens is you could fumble and somebody scoops it up.
Yeah,
How
that's
about
true.
this, Fred?
That's happened already.
What if your quarterback just takes about 10 yards, walks 10 yards back and takes a knee?
Well,
uses the rest of the clock, right?
That ends up the half. There's
but
no doubt about
that's the way you, safely kind of do it.
Safely do it, yep.
Because if the quarterback just takes a knee, the clock is going to stop when the change of possession as soon as he kneels.
Of course, you got to tell them to be smart enough that there's still 5.7 seconds.
Right.
So better count into your head
Exactly.
to 6.
Let's see what we got going on here. Looks like they're gonna try and chuck it deep, Fred. They got 3 receivers coming here on this near side,
that's
including
the old Big Ben
man Collier.
formation, yeah.
So we'll see what happens here. Orio is out of the shotgun. He's gonna let his guys get back. Oh, he's gonna get sacked instead, and there's still 1.5 seconds left when he went down. The clock ran out, but
And that's going to do it.
They're going to wind it down, but I don't know. I mean, I looked over at the clock when he took a knee. There's still 1.5 seconds left.
But actually, you were right. Because the quarterback dropped back 10 yards and got knocked out of his knee. So you hit it. Here we are, 7-0 West Deptford at half. What a game for the Gloucester County Educational Network and the Atlantic City Electric Game of the Week.
We'll be back with more after this. Ready for second half action here from West Deptford High School. Mike Shute, Fred Swartz, and Fred, take a quick look at some halftime stats as really West Deptford dominate total plays and rushing yards and really had the domination in terms of time possession.
Yeah, that shows it all. 38-13 is the most striking stat that's been right there. It just shows you West Deptford has controlled that football.
Anthony DiCarlo, number 1, will kick it off for West Deptford here. And he's going to send it back towards Kadar at the 9. Kadar from the 9 across the 20. Looked like he might be able to wiggle loose, but can't get quite to the 30. He's going to be down at about the 27. And Haddonfield starting here in the second half, Fred, and certainly needs to make some things happen here to get things started.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to see what adjustments is made by Haddonfield in this time so they can move the ball. They had some success running the ball with Patrizzi at that time, but they just didn't have the ball long enough. So probably their biggest adjustments will be on defense, but I think it's an important drive for Haddonfield. I think they've got to get positive stuff, and I think they've got to hopefully get points on this to put themselves back in the game, but because it certainly hasn't been what I've expected it to be.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
What are you doing, man? What are you talking about?
You've got Jay Foley at quarterback. Hands off. It's Kadar running left. Has some space and some room. He's going to get around the outside, and he's going to be tackled very late out of bounds. And somebody's banging on the top of the roof of the press box, I think, thinking the same thing. Maybe that was a late hit.
Yeah, and it's actually, they kind of went almost back to the play that West Deptford's been successful in. It's a little stretch play that's been taken outside here by Kadar. He made the first man miss, was able to get up the field, and that's a nice first down play. It's now only 2nd and 2.
But he was way out of bounds there. Collier tackled him and brought him right out into the black tarp there that they used to kind of preserve some of the grass.
As an old school coach, I like the play.
2nd and 1 after a pickup of 9 from Kadar. And now Foley alone in the backfield. Has Kadar in motion. Kadar takes it and will pick up a first down, get across the 40 where he steps out of bounds. So a short gain, but enough for a fresh set.
And that was really the quick jet sweep into the sidelines, or sometimes we call into the barrier at that particular time. And again, they seem to make some maneuver. The first 2 plays have now gone to Haddonfield's left side or West Deptford's right side. We'll see if that's a tendency will continue.
Well, they're working from that left hash, so not a lot of room available on that side. It's Patrizzi, and he's going to get forward progress to the 41, which is going to be a loss of 2. So 2nd and 12.
He was met by Bob Metz, who said, "You're not going 1 inch further." Just put his arms around Patrizzi. Watch Metz just come through. Boom. That's it. You're not going any further. You're going backwards.
So 2nd and long here, 2nd and 12, back inside the 40. Hopping along in motion was Jones. Foley back to pass. Now has a lot of space in front of him. He's going to take off, sprinting towards the near sideline, getting out of bounds at about the 49, so just shy of midfield. But he picks up 10, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Again, our youth people to get a chance to watch it. That was a great fake done by Patrizzi. And most of West Deptford thought he had the football. Watch this. The fake is done, and everybody goes to Patrizzi. And that opens up that alley there for Foley to get positive yardage.
Foley saw it and took off. 3rd and 2 here. Foley with back split. Takes it, fires, and connects for a first down and more inside the 40. Still on his feet and spinning down to about the 37. It's going to be a first down for Haddonfield. It was John Foley on the catch.
Yeah, Foley to Foley, and that good backyard connection in that one. But very good play call there by Haddonfield. He just watched his brother run that quick slant, waited for him to clear past the strong safety, and boy, he's able to get a first down.
Pretty nifty route run there too as well.
Yeah, that's what that exactly was. That was running the proper route.
So a battle here between the top two teams in the West Jersey Football League Colonial Division. And it's Patrizzi picking up about 4, maybe 3 for 2nd and 7. Haddonfield and West Deptford both 3-0 in the Colonial. Fred both 5-0 overall. So West Deptford was the champ last year, going unbeaten in this division. Haddonfield 4-1.
It'll be interesting when the Colonial joined the WJFL. They promised they would keep their divisions intact for 2 years. So it'll be interesting to see, because this year now is the realignment of all the divisions. If they keep that, I know quite a few Colonial people would be very upset if they don't.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of those rivalries go back more than 100 years. Here's Patrizzi running right on 2nd down, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 35.
A great job of stringing out the run by West Deptford, but Patrizzi does a good job of finding that little crack and turning it into a positive play.
Sophomore linebacker Gavin Shields shoved him out of bounds, number 34. And we've got a little bit of a lull in the action there as they clean things up and ready to go here on 3rd and 7. Foley alone in the backfield. Takes the snap and fires quickly to John Foley out of bounds on the far side for another first down. Fred, I'm impressed with Jay Foley. I mean, he makes no hesitation. He gets it, knows what he wants to do with it, and that ball's out.
And the good quarterbacks have the quick release. Watch, 1,000, 2 1,000, bam, get that ball out. Knows that his brother's going to get right to the sticks, first down. It's hard to stop a quick release.
8:50 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, Foley with the back split. He's going to travel along with Patrizzi and then keep it himself, running right down the middle. He's got room to the right. He's going to be in for a touchdown. Great start to the second half for Haddonfield, and Jay Foley is going berserk.
And that's just what the doctor ordered for Haddonfield. That play is a read option, and Foley read it absolutely perfect. The linebackers went towards the running back on what they thought was going to be the sweep. Foley pulls it out of the gut, goes right down, and goes into the end zone. We've got it. Oh, it's 7-6. We'll see if the conversion comes through. We've got a football game.
Henry Grosier, number 4, is usually the place kicker. And now they're going to set up in that formation. Thought for a second there they're going to try and go for 2 maybe, as Grosier was lined up in an odd slot position.
That would have been interesting.
Now he's in the normal formation. Snap down. It's blocked. Getting a piece of it. Looked like big Jason Collier came in, number 88, and swatted it down. That guy is big.
And that
6'7".
And Bookman could have been the guy also. They just came from outside that wing back and taking a little bit too much time. Let's watch. Here's the touchdown. Watch. He fakes the read option, then breaks back against the grain, makes one back missing, which was Bookman. He's in the end zone. By the way, in college, Mr. Foley, that gets you 15 yards when you hold the ball up in the air like that.
I'll tell you what, though, he did a great job holding that ball long enough to make people
see
go
where
for that
it
fake.
comes. I think it's going to be Bookman off the outside.
Let's get a look. Oh, yeah, look at the speed of Bookman.
Well, it could have been. You might be right. Yeah, Bookman came from the outside, but I think that was Collier putting a big middle on that one.
I think it was a little bit of a circuitous route there for Bookman to get there, and Collier was right down the middle. Nonetheless, it's 7-6, and that's a big block for West Deptford.
Yeah, so everything that's just going positive, the air is going out a little bit. Now what Haddonfield has to do is stop West Deptford.
First failed point after attempt for Grosier, too. He was 24 for 24 coming in.
That's quite interesting.
So 7-6 is the West Deptford lead here as we are on the move in the 3rd quarter in this West Jersey Football League Colonial Division matchup. The other 4 schools in action this weekend, also in the Colonial: Overbrook at Collingswood, Sterling at Audubon. And as we mentioned, Haddonfield, West Deptford tied atop the division at 3-0 apiece. Sterling and Collingswood both 1-1. Overbrook and Audubon 0-3. Kickoff taken back inside the 5. McEwen, is it? On the run? No, it's going to be Scarrato, I think. Number 9 was shot out of a cannon on that return and got outside the 25 to about the 27.
I got to talk to Mark Dixon, who's the freshman coach, also the head track coach in here, and he calls Scarrato the missile. That he just goes full bore, straight ahead, and doesn't care about the punishment that's going to come after him.
Once again, the winning 50 number is 241.
So West Deptford, a lot of success in the first half in possessing the football, keeping the clock running, and moving the ball, moving the chains, I should say. See if they can keep that up here. See if Haddonfield's able to make the adjustments. 8:33 left to go here in the third quarter. It's going to be Bookman running left. That same play that they've had so much success with. Not as big a gain there, but still positive yards, Fred, for.
Yep, and very good decision. So started off by saying, this was successful in the first half. We're going to make it work again. I think West Deptford at halftime basically knows that their offense is moving. Now, they maybe got taken a little bit back, Haddonfield moving the ball, but I think they feel very comfortable with what they're running.
Fred, is it a situation where you say, look, we've had success with this in the first half. We're not changing. You're going to have to change to stop us. Is that the philosophy?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So they gave him a gain of 4 there. They're going to call it 2nd and 6 as Oreo under center. McCune's in motion, number 4. He's going to take the ball and take off, and he's going to be brought down fairly quickly, but he still picks up about 3 or 4.
You know, I used to hear from parents a lot of times when you'd call offense and you had the halfback running for like 10 yards a play, and then the next play you'd run the fullback. They would say, why don't you keep running the same play all the time because it's working? And there's a lot to be said about that. This is the wing T sweep with McEwen just breaking down. It's a real good stay-at-home play right there by Haddonfield's defensive end.
So 3rd and short. Maybe a big defensive situation here for Haddonfield. It's going to be Bookman, and it's going to be close. But I think he got enough for the first down.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's going to be one of those left foot, right foot marks again. But it's a first down.
Yeah. They needed 2. He got like 2 1/3.
It's all that matters. Back in our days when we ran the wishbone, we were famous for 3 yards and a cloud of dust. So,
1st and 10. West Deptford keeps the chains moving and keeps possession of the football. You see Mike Bilodeau, number 80, come in there at wide receiver. Tight formation here for West Deptford this time. And a whistle and a stoppage. And
that may be a delay, believe it or not.
Timeout. West Deptford called timeout, perhaps to avoid that delay.
Yeah,
Fred.
I think that's 100% right. It's done on that situation and not make it long. Yeah, you were absolutely right, Mike. West Deptford closed down its line splits, and they brought their wingbacks in tighter. So be interesting. Maybe they were going to run a belly to the fullback or whatever. If we look at our schedule so far, you can see right off the bat, Haddonfield starting off with a 24-0 win over Audubon. Just a West Deptford dominating Willingboro. We were here for that one, 34-6. Beat a decent Overbrook team, and then had that thrower with Sterling, which they had to come from behind to win, and then beat Woodstown, which is a Group 1 school next week. They have Haddonfield, obviously tonight. They have Cinnaminson and Collingswood still to come, and then the playoffs begin. And Thanksgiving Day, that always great match at Paulsboro between 2 teams that are usually in the finals of the groups.
And I guess they traditionally play that on the Saturday, right after Thanksgiving, usually the Paulsboro-West Deptford game?
If it's at West Deptford, it's played on Friday night, and if it's at Paulsboro, because of no lights, it's played at Saturday. But and both these teams very well could be there for the championships at Rowan in early December.
1st and 10. Here comes McCune. Gets around the corner and out of bounds right into the West Deptford bench. But he picks up about 6.
And coach coming over there thinking that there was possibility of a late hit on that play, but I don't think it was any later than the one before.
Right. That's what I was going to say. It's about the same.
Let's watch it again. Just a quick toss from Oreo out to McEwen. And let's see if I think, it was out of bounds. Yeah. If you're going by the letter of the rule, that should have been 15 more.
Scarrato with a good block, though, to get to free up that corner for McCune to make the turn and get upfield. 2nd and 4, they're going to call it. They gave him 6. It's going to be McCune again, coming again to the near side, and brought down after picking up about 3.5, 4 yards. So we'll have 3rd and a short again for West Deptford, and that's right where you want to be.
That's
Fred.
Where you want to be, and that was great, tough running there by McEwen. he just lowered his shoulder and got positive yardage. Watch again. He turns up, his shoulders are square, boom, takes the hit directly on and falls forward. That's what you want out of a running back.
Yeah, it seems like every time West Deptford gets that, Haddonfield makes that initial contact to make a tackle, West Deptford guys are still getting that momentum and still picking up that extra yardage after contact.
And as all the West Deptford people will tell you, that's the weight room.
So 3rd and 1 here. Clock under 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Right up the gut with it. They're going to pick up a first down.
Easily by TJ Hoyt. Just great running by him, and just you have to really rely on the guys that are up front and just say, get a push and create some kind of a little opening. I'll get you that 1 yard, and that's what they did. So here we go again. Another long drive at West Deptford. No mistakes.
1st and 10 inside the 50 into Haddonfield territory. West Deptford's first trip there here in the second half. Bookman in motion going left, and that, again, running that sweeping run to the left side, but cut down nicely this time by Haddonfield. Probably the shortest gain West Deptford's gotten on that play. Just one.
And that was a credit to Cater. He pursued quickly and got depth in the backfield. Now, I'm sure West Deptford scouts saw that, spotters saw that, and they'll have the play go back inside. But watch Cater right here as he comes up and forces Bookman to run it back inside and not go inside, and then Chimney's there to clean it up.
So 2nd and 9. Oriole under center is going to throw this time up the middle. Oh, broken up. Good work there. Defensively, linebacker Lewis Evans swats it away with a big right hand.
And whether he got a pinky or a toenail, a fingernail, the receiver was wide open. If that ball had got past him, it was going right to McEwen, and McEwen was going in the end zone.
Brings up 3rd and long now. Rare 3rd and long situation for West Deptford, and they're going to.
And you can see where McEwen is. He was going to go right in that seam and score. So.
Got to respot the ball. The ball was up at the 47, but line of scrimmage is the 48, so they respotted it, and we're ready to go here on 3rd and 9.
Big stand right here.
Rare
big play.
Rare 3rd and long for West Deptford today. McEwen in motion, now comes back to block. Oreo back to pass for Collier, connects, and Collier is going to be tough to bring down. He stepped out of bounds, though. He stepped out of bounds at the 29. Fans think he's in for the end zone, but the referee on the near side had him stepping out of bounds at the 29, so he gets first down yardage, but that's it.
Boy, and let me tell you what, how good is a 6'8" receiver with great hands? Watch it again. We'll check this out of bounds situation, but Oreo just sets it up, delivers the pass. That's interesting.
It was that left foot, it looked like, stepped on the line.
I don't know about that one. I got to tell you, I might have been putting my hands up for a touchdown for that one.
I saw the official that was right on top of it and blew it dead right away.
He did.
So 1st and 10 now at the 28. Actually, they'll call it the 29. Oreo's going to give it up the middle. This time it's TJ Hoyt for a couple.
Again, the nice thing about their offense is that one play sets up the next play. So they ran like a fake toss out to the halfback and then gave the ball to the fullback, and next time you think the fullback's going to get the ball, well, it's going to go outside.
You know, Fred, Collier wears a size 17 shoe, so that's a lot of shoe that's got to stay inside that sideline.
Okay, I'll buy it. That sounds good to me.
2nd and 9 here for West Deptford. Moving in Haddonfield territory. This is Scarrato, and Scarrato's going to be tackled, brought down by Haddonfield. That looked like it was Gabe Klaus, again, number 6, coming up and making the tackle.
Well, obviously at halftime, Coach Mumbauer, who usually does all their defense, came up with a solution of how to shut down this outside running game. Because, again, that's well played. Scarrato was lucky to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 9 at the 28. Clock running under 3:30 left to go now here in this third quarter. West Deptford with the ball and the lead, 7-6. Oh, he fumbled it. Now he got it back and quickly dishes it off, but that play got broken up from the beginning.
And that's when you feel lucky, because that was a disaster happening right there. And first of all, the bobbled snap that you'll see, it comes right back. How he had the wherewithal to get the ball back and then hand the ball off because that was going to be an inside reverse, what we used to call the single back, and they're lucky just to get that ball back. Now, coach has a very interesting decision. It's 4th and 9. He's been able to be successful in the past. He's not going to punt because the ball's at the 29-yard line, so you're not going to gain a lot on the punt.
Yeah, with a target like Collier, you got to maybe take advantage of that here. They fake the handoff to Bookman. Orio's getting collapsed upon, and he is taken down. I don't know if it's going to be a sack. It's right on the 29. Actually, going to spot it on the 30, so it will be a sack. Second of the day for Haddonfield, and the Bulldogs take over on downs.
And great penetration at that time. I was watching because Collier released, and I thought somebody would clock him as soon as he came off the line. They didn't. He released easily, just pushed him by, but there wasn't time to get there. Oreo tried to create, but it wasn't there.
Looked like Klaus again with his second sack of the day. He was joined by a couple of teammates, maybe Jim Kane in there. I think number 56 got in there as well. So Haddonfield takes over 1st and 10 back at its own 30 late here in the third quarter, trying to see if they can't cash in again. They've scored on their first possession of this half. See what they could do here on possession number 2. Here comes Patrizzi getting around the right side. Has some room along the sideline. Picks up a first down and a bit more outside the 40, I should say, taken down before the 45. We'll see if he stepped out of bounds or if he was actually brought down. I think he might have stepped out before the
Patrizzi's a good back. Watch his vision right here. He knows how to dip, how to get to the outside. Once he gets outside, he knows how to stay in bounds. He's a good running back.
So first down there, a pickup of about 11 as it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Foley talking things over with a couple of his linemen and spreading the word to Patrizzi as well. Hey, get out there. Working from the shotgun. Oh, bad snap. He lost the handle, and that ball's going to bounce away. He's still on his feet, though. Look at this wizardry from Foley running to the right. He's going to get at least 9, maybe 10. How do you explain that one?
You got to be awfully lucky. Is the best way. That ball, and the first thing is the ball bounced right back up to him, which was really a good situation. Watch this. It's just he should have had the ball. It was in his hands. Watch the ball come right back up. He picks it up, doesn't bobble it, makes the first and second man miss. Oh, my God, shades of Kevin Harvey.
He was like sliding through a door that's about ready to close. He just kind of got himself skinny going sideways there and picked up, we're going to say 7. So it'll be 2nd and 3 for Haddonfield. And what could have been, went from disaster to a gain of 7. Patrizzi or Foley, one of the two have it. Not sure who wound up with the ball, but either way, it's going to be a loss of about 3 or 4 inside the 45.
Well, you've called his name a few times tonight, but Darrell Johnson was all over that. So suddenly all the positiveness has just gone away to negative. Watch number 32 come across the line. Boom. He doesn't make the full tackle, but he makes the initial contact, and there's no place for Patrizzi to go.
Johnson, the senior, 5'11", 240, man. That kid is big. So 3rd and 7 now. This has been one interesting possession for Haddonfield. Foley to Foley, and on with some speed across midfield into West Deptford territory, picking up a first down and about 10 yards for the Bulldogs there.
And I'm almost getting to the point. Watch again. It's a little fake counter, but the quick release out to Johnny Foley. He knows where to go. He's got nice size as a receiver. Pretty soon, if I'm the defensive back coach, I might be putting a 1.5-man coverage on him, or I'm going to bang Mr. Foley as soon as he comes off the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 at the 44 of West Deptford. Haddonfield on the move here. Clock running down here in this third quarter. Flag on the play as Patrizzi is met at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for about 3, but that's going to come back. Illegal motion against Haddonfield. So we're going to be looking at 1st and 15 back at the West Deptford 49.
And that's a flat-out killer when you're going ahead and just crossed into the opposition second territory. Probably the motion man started up too soon, and that happens a lot of times if the count gets delayed. We'll see again. Watch if number 5 starts. Well, he was okay. That's an interesting call.
We spent so much time looking at that guy. I don't know if there was anybody on the line that
Yeah,
jumped.
it could be. It could be a wide receiver that moved too.
So 1st and 15 now as the clock ramps back up under 30 seconds now here in the third quarter. Foley going to roll to his right, toss it back to his left to Patrizzi. Across midfield, across the 45 to the 40, and stumbles to about the 38. That probably will be the last play of the half. Last play of the third quarter here, as we're under 15 seconds now, and Haddonfield does not need to snap it.
Well, those of us that are watching on this Atlantic City game of the week, this is a great setup for screen. Roll right, throw back left, and just your blockers are out in front, and just get as many positive yards as you can.
So on the Atlantic City Electric scoreboard, it's West Deptford 7, Haddonfield 6 in this South Jersey Group 2 West Jersey Football League Colonial Division rivalry game here from West Deptford High School. We'll step away and come back with the fourth quarter after this. Back here at West Deptford High School, Mike Shute along with Fred Swartz. Glad you are with us for this fantastic matchup, this rivalry game as West Deptford plays host to Haddonfield. Bulldogs on the move here to start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 4, and they trail it by a point. Klaus, number 6, was in motion. Little movement on the line. Everyone's set and ready to go. Patrizzi takes it from Foley, and he's going to lose about a yard. So it'll bring up 3rd and 5 for Haddonfield here with 11:50 left to go.
As we were talking in the break, with West Deptford's ability to control the football, Haddonfield's not going to get a lot of chances left. So I think you're going to see them go on a 4-down offense no matter what down here, because they feel an urgency to go down and score.
3rd and 5. Ball at the West Deptford 39.
No, stay up! Stay up!
John Foley split out along the near side, out of your screen, and we've got a false start, I think. Pardon me, it looks like we're going to have offsides against West Deptford. That's going to be 5 yards. It's going to be a first down for Haddonfield.
Oh, my goodness.
That'll keep things moving for the Bulldogs, Fred.
For sure. And you wonder, I mean, obviously there was a stagger in the cadence or a different cadence that you used at the time, or was it a no play just trying to do that to try to bring the teams off West Deptford offside? Doesn't matter now because it's first.
Yeah, let's get a look. See if Foley makes any kind of, what he did to try and get. Yeah, he did kind of.
He gives a hand signal. That's okay. That's
you can see he was kind of animated as well, trying to verbalize, and maybe just whatever he did verbally might have drew him off, Fred.
And West Deptford was coming on the blitz, so it played into their hands.
1st and 10. Little skip through the line. Looks like Kadar is going to – he's still on his feet, actually, and was falling forward, but they blew him dead on forward progress. I think maybe a little early. But nevertheless, he picks up about a yard, so we'll have 2nd and 9.
Positive yardage, but you're down here. Once you get inside the 30, the yards get tougher and tougher because the field becomes more compressed.
Kadar came in today with 15 carries, 110 yards, averaging 7.3 per, with a touchdown this year for the 5'11", 170-pound sophomore. And again, pressed into duty because you've got guys like Ben Klaus, Davis Smith here out injured. Passing and connecting for a first down as Haddonfield, as Foley makes the connection over there on the far side with Jack Mooney. Mooney catching just his 3rd ball of the season now with 3 receptions. He picked up about 11 there, so 3 catches for 26 yards on the season for Mooney.
And that, again, that little quick slant pass. But Foley will learn a little bit. He looked directly at that receiver the whole time. He didn't look anywhere else. He didn't check anything off. And maybe that's fine for how it's going to work today as he starts to get to his senior year and the next level. That's something he will work on.
Foley under center. He's going to give it to Patrizzi, and Patrizzi just tries to plow his way behind his center, Will Murray, but not a lot doing there. Picks up about a yard, maybe 2.
And again, positive yardage because Haddonfield is now thinking they're starting to get in Grosier's range.
Right.
And 9-6 is better than 7-6.
9-7 would be even better.
Yeah, I guess I better get that one right. I'm giving West Deptford a safety. What do you think?
2nd and 9. Haddonfield in no rush necessarily, getting the plays in, taking their time.
And I think this is going to be a timeout.
And really, at this point, at this juncture, Fred, fourth quarter, 9 minutes, you've got the ball almost in the red zone. This is a you got to score situation.
There's no doubt. I guarantee you right now, you have to go 4 downs on everything else because there's a very good chance they will not get the ball back if they go.
Take a look at the Bulldogs' schedule so far this season. Wins over Collingswood, Holy Cross, Audubon, Overbrook, and Paulsboro. Their lowest output of the season, 31 against Paulsboro. So certainly the West Deptford defense getting it done against the high-flying Bulldogs offense today.
And so much also West Deptford offense, who's kept the ball for long periods of times to hit that. Yeah, you're almost, if you're Frank Delano right here, you almost were thinking, well, if we get 3 points out of this and make it, I get it right this time, 9-7, you don't want to leave an awful lot of time on the clock for West Deptford to come back. In past years where West Deptford just ran the ball, that would have been an issue. But Oriole has the ability to throw, and there's people out there that can catch the ball. So
3 tough games coming up, though, for in this string of 3. Here at West Deptford, then they've got to travel to Cedar Creek.
Right.
And, of course, then they the next game up there was, what was it? Sterling, yeah, which played West Deptford within a point. So they're 3 tough games, and Haddonfield playing without a home field this year. Foley passes, connects to Klaus. Klaus inside the 20 to about the 15. He's going to be short of first down yards, but it's going to set up a 3rd and very short.
Yeah, which is a great situation. Again, they went right back, screen, and West Deptford will understand part of that when Foley drops back that far. Watch how deep he goes. Deep, setting up time to go back on the screen to Klaus right here. Klaus gets a great initial catch, but that was great job there. West Deptford running him down. There was Green in front.
Foley's going to keep it right up the middle after he fakes the handoff, spins around, gets inside the 5. But Haddonfield on the move, Fred, and the clock continues to move too now, and maybe West Deptford's got to start thinking about timeouts and all that situation as well.
Not yet, but the thing was, if you noticed, they went right back to that read option. Fake that sweep to the outside, Foley pulls it right back in, takes it right up the center. And boy, that's good running right there by Mr. Foley.
And John Foley, the junior wide receiver, has lined up on the left side here. He had been lined up on the right most of the game. Now he's over on the left here after Patrizzi takes the handoff and gets tripped up for a loss.
Gavin Shields right in there from his linebacker position. When you get down to the goal line, if you see somebody go to the pole, you jump right in that hole and follow them right up in the hole. Gavin Shields does that very, very well. Yards get tough to come down here because everything's compressed.
Loss of a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. Credit to Shields there. 5'10", 180. The sophomore, as you said, Fred, making the play. Second and goal, I should say, at the 6. Foley again keeps it, and he's going to step high and step into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Jay Foley right on in.
Same play that they had scored before. Good read, make it look like it's going to be a sweep to the outside, break it inside. Haddonfield now has to go for 2. They can't go for 1 because that 6-point will be arranged. So we're going to see that they brought out the place kicker, which really surprises me.
That is kind of strange, as it's 12-7 going. Yeah, the point here is 13-7. That leaves you open for the touchdown. And now they've set up something else. Jay Foley's in a long shotgun formation. He's going to roll to the right, throw a little alley-oop towards the corner. It's caught. It's good. The 2-point conversion is successful as Foley hits Drew Gavranich, and it's 14-7. Fred. So they had to go for 2. We said they did it, but a little bit unorthodox.
Yeah, that's the muddle huddle is what they call it. And usually 99 times out of 100, you come back in and you kick it. That time they ran into the muddle huddle. As you watch in here,
this is the touchdown.
This is a touchdown run by Foley right off the bat. Yes, sir.
Took it right out of Kadar's gut and kept it up the middle.
Wow. So now it's interesting. Watch this again. Just a nice little toss, put it up in the air. Wow.
Some kind of touch on that throw.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that was not bad pass defense. That was just a great throw.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a great throw and you can't do anything about it. You
just take off your hat and say congratulations.
So now West Deptford's going to get it back here, 7:30. They've been able to possess the ball and they've been able to, chew up clock, chew up yardage. They're going to have 7:34 to operate and see if they can't tie this thing up.
And that's what I'm sure he would like to do, is use up as much time. So if you do score, kick the extra point and make it 14-14. Haddonfield won't have that time ability to come back and try to kick a field goal.
These two teams have played a lot of games, a lot over the years. We mentioned the number, I think, 13 times in the last 8 years. I don't recall them ever really playing overtime, though.
I don't think there's been one either, to be honest with you.
Hard to believe.
Henry Grozier kicking off for Haddonfield.
So Grozier will kick it off. I mentioned earlier, 3 touchbacks this season for him. Not going to get one there as it's a low line drive. It bounces up around the 15, and it's going to be McCune, I think, who has it, and he's brought down at about the 30.
All right, this is where all that time you've done on the offseason, all the time you've done in the weight room, you put that to task. Your conditioning, everything that's out there. West Deptford needs a drive. Haddonfield needs a stop. One of them's going to get it. The only thing is, who's it going to be?
Great atmosphere here tonight. Haddonfield leading 14-7 at West Deptford. I mentioned kind of passingly, but Haddonfield doesn't have home games this year. They've got a couple they've been playing at Cherry Hill West, construction at their stadium, so they've been pretty much road warriors this season. Here comes Bookman running left, gets a block, turns the corner. Oh, and maybe a touchdown-saving tackle there by the linebacker, 44, Will Chimney, got his shoelaces and brought him down.
And once again, the cornerback that was coming up for Haddonfield at that time went to the inside instead of the outside. If you get a chance, this is we get a chance to see it again. Instead of breaking the outside, watch the corner come up in here. He goes inside. See 42 go inside. That breaks the opening for Bookman to be able to get big yardage.
He got about 11 there, so 1st and 10 at the 41. Oreo working from the shotgun this time. Here comes Bookman again. They fake it to him, and Oreo's going to keep it up the middle and get nowhere.
Oreo keeps it.
And that was West Deptford's option of the read option there to fake that sweep to Bookman and let Oreo pull it up inside.
Haddonfield read that well. 42 Brian Jones was in there on the tackle, amongst others.
Well, it's kind of funny because you practice offense against defense, and actually West Deptford's now running a little bit of Haddonfield offense, which is what you practice against all week.
2nd and 10. They're going to say no gain there. 2nd and 10 for West Deptford here at its own 41. Oreo's going to go under center this time. Back to pass, firing towards the far sideline. It's going to be broken up. Good play defensively. Seamus Ferguson, the safety, slaps it away as it was intended for Tom Sampson, the 6'4", 195-pound senior.
And once again, you look at it, Sampson at 6'4", you hope for a jump ball, which is what that was, and that he could bring it down. 3-step drop by Oreo, just puts it up in the air. Great job of getting in front of the receiver by Seamus Glennon on that situation. He did exactly what he needed to do.
Apologize, I called him Seamus Ferguson.
That's probably a famous somebody.
Famous Seamus. Back to pass is Oreo. Connects. Oh, and this is an opportunity here for West Deptford to pick up big yards. They do is they go to Bilodeau on a little sprint, and he gets across midfield, across the 40 inside to the 35.
Yeah, good timing pattern. That quick slant. The quarterback, as you see, when he gets set up, he waits for him to clear the strong safety, and it just drills it.
Well-placed pass. Tackle was made by Jack Flanagan to keep him from going the distance.
We know Oreo can do it. He can do all factors. He can run, he can pass, he can hand the ball off.
Of course, transferred from Kingsway as he hands it off to Bookman, and Bookman's going to get loose. Here goes Bookman. He is booking it to the end zone. Touchdown, West Deptford, 14-13 now.
Well, we found out it only took 2 minutes for them to score. But
now the question is, did they do it too quickly?
That's a good point.
We'll see.
We'll see. But now we're seeing what we expected out of both teams. They move the football, they execute. This is high school football. This is high school football at its finest right now.
Now Bilodeau will have to kick the point after here to tie it. Bilodeau 18 for 19 this year coming in. Of course, made one earlier today, so now 19 for 20 on point afters today, this season. A crucial one here. Ball looks good, and the kick is good. So we've got a tie ball game at 14 with 5:41 left to play. As we expected, Fred, 2 heavyweights slugging it out here. Certainly the game of the week in South Jersey.
And you knew there'd be no quit in West Deptford. Watch this cutback by Bookman. Boom, off his left foot, cuts right back against the flow, and he's in the end zone. Has the speed to outrun. He's going to be quite a back. You know, it's funny, we talked earlier, we said if the 2 teams play well, it's a classic. If the 2 teams play sloppy, well, it hasn't really been a sloppy game.
No.
So it's
sloppy means turnovers and a lot of penalties.
There
hasn't been that. It's been possession and kind of just, a lot between the 20s, really, guys slugging it out.
And tremendous for Haddonfield to make their adjustments at the end of the half and come back and score 2 touchdowns. But now the game comes down to 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Who's going to do it? Who's going to stop?
So you got Bilodeau takes the point afters and the field goals, but now you've got number 1 Anthony DiCarlo to kick it off, as he did to start the second half.
And sometimes that's a very good thing, just to keep your place kicker's leg in good shape.
And you got Kadar back deep on this near side. He's going to take it at about the 14. Here comes Kadar running left, trying to force his way through some blockers, gets across the 30 to about the 32. So good starting position for Haddonfield here with 5:34 left.
Well, we just saw West Deptford go 70 yards in 2 minutes. So we'll see what happens here, because Haddonfield now has to stay with what they do best. And they throw the ball well, and they also can use Patrizzi as a running back. So that's what I'm going to look forward to see. West Deptford just going to sell ourselves. We got to get a stop, and that stop's got to come right now.
Foley, a big day on the ground, a couple of touchdowns for him, doubling his total. Started tonight with 2 rushing touchdowns, now has 4 after scoring both of Haddonfield's touchdowns. And of course, West Deptford with Bookman getting it done on the ground. He has both of West Deptford's touchdowns. Oh, and Patrizzi is banged in the backfield, kind of ran into his own block there.
Yeah, but if you look again, Bookman knocked the blocker right back into the ball carrier. That's as classic as they come right there. Watch Bookman come up, jam the fullback, and knock him right back into Patrizzi.
That's a big loss, too. Loss of about 5 there, maybe 6. So 2nd and 15 they've got on the scoreboard back at the 26.
Yeah, and that's what Frank Delano said earlier. You got to win first downs. You got to put yourself into situations where the next first down is easy to get.
Foley works under center, back to pass, has some time, now scrambling, running to the near side, trying to get away. Look at this loop-de-loop he runs, still on the move, gets away from a tackler, now has all kinds of field on the far side, running, tossing, connecting, but it's going to be actually a loss of a couple yards as he made the pass to Brian Jones, the fullback, who was already coming in banged up, Fred, and he's going to get up slowly.
I'll tell you what, that's a very athletic play there done by Mr. Foley, but sooner or later he's going to learn, once you're outside the tackle box, throw the ball out of bounds.
Right. So they actually lost a couple there. It's going to be 3rd and maybe 16.
Yeah, it's a nice coverage situation by West Deptford because nobody was open.
Look at this, loop-de-loop.
Yeah, it's really
running for his life.
But he's really fortunate because he's all the way back to the 10-yard line. Nice block there.
Here we go on 3rd and 15. Foley sending it deep for his brother. Oh, and he just dropped it, but flags on the play. Pass interference is going to be the call, Fred, as the defender had a hand in the back, it looked like. West Deptford fans here in front of us aren't going to be too happy with it, but I believe that's what we're going to have for the call.
And that'll be interesting to see again because the defender has the right to the ball as much as the offensive receiver. Now, if he had his hands on him, absolutely. The interesting thing is in high school football, it's a 15-yard penalty. There they go. They needed 15 for the first down. They got it.
Second time tonight they'll have connected on a first down on a penalty. Yeah, pass interference on the offense.
Let's check it out again.
Pardon me, on the defense, I should
Both
say.
people have the right to the football. So Foley puts the ball up in the air for his brother.
Yeah, you can't really tell from that.
Yeah, it's a tough angle. I don't know whether he had his hands on him or not. It's one of those, like soccer, 50-50 balls.
So, and it was actually 3rd and 16, Fred, so it's going to be now 3rd and 1.
Okay, because it's not an automatic first down.
Right. Well, it would be if they – well, no, not an automatic first down. It would have been a first down.
Yeah, if it had been 15.
It wasn't 3rd and 15. It was 3rd and 16. So now we're looking at 3rd and 1. Haddonfield in the eye, and Foley's just going to dive forward. And it looks like from the spot of the two side judges that he's going to get that first down. But they're going to stop the clock and take a measurement.
Yeah, that's
no
that's funny.
Needed.
That's the pro quarterback sneak. You just take a step back and see where the opening comes through, and then you go straight ahead. Not like us old school coaches. You just said, get the snap, pat the center, which side you're going to go, and then go.
1st and 10. Haddonfield continues to possess the ball here. 3:22 left to go and counting. Foley working from the shotgun, has back split beside him. He's going to keep it, but he falls down, lost his footing there, and loses 2. He had it in the gut of Kadar and then pulled it away and took off, but spun his wheels on the turf.
Right. And that play's been very successful for Haddonfield tonight. That one, he probably just held onto it a little bit too long.
Here it is again. Might have even tripped over Kadar's feet. I'm not sure.
That's a very good point.
Here we go. 2nd and 12. Foley passing. Oh, incomplete. Tried to connect with Gabe Klaus across the middle. Couldn't hang on.
So Haddonfield comes back with a quick toss to the tight end. And now it's a very unique situation because it's 3rd and 12. So you have to get, and since you're on your side of him, you have to get the first down or you're going to punt, and West Deptford's going to get it back with a little over 2 minutes to go in the game.
Right. Foley's going to work from the shotgun. His brother is lined up wide on the near side, out of your frame. Comes back to the ball. Did he catch it? They're going to say no, he did not.
And
must have bounced up in there.
Good call by the official. That ball was thrown right down to the ground, and now West Deptford gets what it wants. It's getting the ball back. It's got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Watch this throw again. Watch his elbow. And he's all right on that. That ball just skips and gets in. Good call by the official. No first down.
Good call by Gavin Shields, too. 34
yeah,
for West Deptford.
Exactly.
He was waving that thing off right away.
That's what I told my kids. If it looks close, call it incomplete.
Brian Jones in the punt here for Haddonfield. His longest of the year is 47. The snap skips up on him. Almost blocked, but he got the kick away nicely. It's going to check up and roll to Haddonfield's advantage of a couple of yards forward. But West Deptford's still going to get good field position at the 32.
If we got to replay that. That ball was so low that the kicker has a tendency to go down, and I bet it was pretty close to him putting his knee on the ground.
Ooh. Yeah, he had to go down and get that. You're right.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Now, you can go down to get it, have your knee down before the ball gets there, but once the ball gets there, it can't be on the ground.
Right.
All right, just what Pete Oreo and the West Deptford offense want. They want control of the destiny. It's either they win the game or the game goes in overtime.
2:20 left to play here. West Deptford 1st and 10 at its own 32. Here's Bookman, and he is wrapped up quickly. Good work by the defensive line there from Haddonfield. It's going to be Matthew Jaros, number 71, making the tackle.
So play one goes to Haddonfield as they're able to stop positive yardage and put West Deptford into a 2nd and 9, so we'll give them a yard, but it's going to change the play call, that's for sure. I'm waiting for West Deptford to run their back-to-back, which is a double reverse, and that usually catches teams off balance all the time.
Clock running at 1:45 and counting. Here comes Bookman, again wrapped up, and again I think it was Jaros in there making the stop, and he got bent backwards as he was making that play. He just kind of gave himself up for the team there.
Yeah, Bookman was looking for the cutback, which was so successful on that last run, rather than take it outside. Watch, it's the wing T-sweep. He makes his cut, looks back, and boy, that was
Will Chimney, actually,
Will
44.
Chimney just really stood his ground.
On his knees. Yeah. That was one heck of a play. 3rd and 8 now. So a big play here. Fred, both teams each still have 2 timeouts, so if Haddonfield can get a stop here, they're still going to get the ball back with some time.
Yep.
Orio's going to go back to pass. He's got time. He's got some space to run, too. Now he's running out of both and just throws it out of bounds. That might have to be intentional grounding. Who was there?
No, he's outside the tackle box.
Ah, yes, you're right, Fred.
So
my bad.
He's in good shape for that one. I think what Clyde Folsom was probably saying to the quarterback right now is,
they're talking this over, though. Haddonfield's trying to debate the referees to get him to make that call, but you're right. He's out of the tackle box.
He's out of the tackle box. But the thing that Clyde Folsom would have been upset is take the loss and let the clock run. Make them use a timeout.
Right, stay in bounds.
Right. Instead, now, Haddonfield's going to actually get the ball back. Now, sure, it's only 50. There's going to be like 45 seconds left to go, but it gives them life.
John Foley will be back to return this punt for Haddonfield. Doing the honors for West Deptford on the punting side, it's going to be, it was Luke Smith, 16. Yeah, he's still there. And now they're talking things over here. The officials, head referee is going to come over and have a quick word. Now they're throwing a flag. Now, what are they throwing a flag for? Now Clyde's out there saying, wait a second.
Well, the only thing I don't like about this, because you make the call immediately. If you don't make the call, you don't make the call. For them to put them back it's only a 5-yard penalty, but the situation is that should have been called a long, long time ago.
Yeah. And as you said, he was out of the tackle. He was on the move, so I guess there's not really.
I mean, I understand that there has to be a receiver, but that receiver could be 10 yards down the field.
Yeah, and it's not that he didn't throw it behind the line of scrimmage, so it's not that. Unless he threw it out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage, you know what I'm saying, before he got.
And
now they're picking it up.
Now they're going to wave it up. But what Frankie is saying is you didn't call it, then you called it, now you change your mind again.
Right.
All would have been resolved if they just would have said incomplete pass or dropped the flag early and said intentional ground.
I think ultimately that's the right call, though. So Luke Smith back to punt here. He gets the snap fine, gets the kick away. Ooh, got a piece of it, looked like did Haddonfield. And the punt's going to come up a little bit short, and West Deptford's going to knock it down at about the 37. But wow, Haddonfield almost got a big block there,
and
Fred.
Almost got a roughing the kicker, which would have given West Deptford a first down. If we had played that back, if you look at it, you can be blocked, and let's just see. The kicker has to get the right.
Am I blocking your view?
But if you get a piece of the ball.
If you got a piece of the ball, otherwise that's roughing the kicker.
If you got a piece of the ball, though, then that's all out the window.
That's all out the window.
And perhaps they did. It's hard to tell from that angle, but 1st and 10. Haddonfield with 47 seconds left to go.
I don't know whether the referee would have wanted to go over and tell Frank Delano, oh, by the way, it's a roughing the kicker, and they got first down. All right, so now what you're looking at is it's 47 seconds. You don't want to throw a pick, but you want to get down the field, so you throw the passes that you know are going to be successful for you.
You still got 2 timeouts. Foley throwing to his, oh boy, that thing was dangerously in the air long as Foley was trying to connect with Foley again. A few seconds run off the clock.
And Scarrato was right there, and that was pick 6.
Scarrato and somebody else, they both were there.
Over the place.
Yeah, there were 2 players there in the area. Here comes Foley running towards his brother, and the pass was high.
Wow.
Scarrato and what was that, 32? I guess that was maybe, Daryl Johnson. Daryl Johnson's 32. That wasn't him over there. Maybe it was 52. Nevertheless, incomplete. 2nd and 10 here for Haddonfield. Foley takes the snap cleanly, has some time. Now he's rushed out of the pocket, but escapes now on the move. Close to a first down, but not quite. He's going to be stopped after a gain of about 9. That's going to keep the clock running. Actually, now Haddonfield calls timeout.
Yeah, they got to start using their timeouts right now.
But if Foley's able to get that first down, the clock's going to stop as they move the chains.
Yeah,
That's a little bit unfortunate for Haddonfield.
The only thing you could do is spike the ball there and give up a down.
Yeah, it does stop for momentarily.
It's hard. High schools, it's very, very difficult because your kids are playing both ways a lot of times to sit there and practice that end of the game drill. Mm-hmm. So you have a 2-minute offense, that's for sure. All right, so here's what we go. Haddonfield was lucky to get the ball back after the first one when he threw high. But it was going to be a safe pass. It was going to be that rocket screen that we talked about. Now, basically what I would do is start use Foley to Foley and try to get in the seams and try to get as many yards. And we figured that he can probably be good from 35 in. I'm sure
the kicker.
He'd say 40 would be Grozier. So to do that situation, you're going to have to probably get down sometime in the 20-yard line.
Yeah, his long this year, Fred, 34.
Okay.
For Grozier.
Okay. So they're going to have to go a good 35 yards in 32 seconds to give him a chance.
What's the what do you think of the thought process here, Fred? 3rd and short. You know, you've been throwing. West Deptford's probably expecting you to throw the ball. Why not run the ball? Just get a first down, and you live to play a couple more downs.
That might be a legitimate deal.
We'll
get it first. Get it first because you don't want to go into a 4th down situation.
Yeah. Because then you're punting, and then anything can happen. So 3rd and short here. 3rd and 1. Ball at the 46 of Haddonfield. Foley back to pass, gets rid of it quickly. Wide open is the receiver down the far sideline. He's going to be brought down, but a huge gain for the Bulldogs, and they are on the move, getting themselves at least near field goal range as the clock stops as they move the chains here and get things set. I don't think we had a timeout.
No,
looks like Haddonfield's trying to get ready to spike it.
He stepped out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds at the 32, but wow, was he open. It's amazing in that situation.
He was Drew Gavranich, the tight end.
10 yards to get in the field goal position. They have timeouts remaining.
Foley takes the shotgun on the run, fires, connects with Gavranich again. He's pushed out of bounds. So completion of about 7-8 yards. Now they're inside the 25. Fred.
We're talking 42 yards right now. And remember, you still have timeouts. So it's not of essence right now. The only thing is they're on the left hash, and that's got a tough angle for a field goal. I'm sure Frankie would like to get like another 5 or 7 yards before it comes down.
I think he'd like to get another 25, quite honestly.
You're probably right. He'd like to get a touchdown.
2nd and 3 here for the Bulldogs. 22 seconds left to go. Foley pump fakes, now fires towards the end zone. We've got a flag, so we're going to have something over there on the far side. The pass was intended for Gavranich. Now,
if that's a push-off off Gavranich, that takes him out of field goal position because that's offensive pass interference.
Yeah, we'll see here. They could also make the argument if it's pass interference, that's an uncatchable ball, but they're going to call holding, and it's going to go against West Deptford.
Wow. Well, this definitely is going to put the ball down into field goal range.
And it's a first down as well.
Now, what you might do, I got to see where the ball, you want the ball in the center of the field if you can. So they might actually run the ball here, run it towards the center of the field to put yourself in good situation for Grozier to come in and kick the field goal.
See if we can run it. See if you can run it right here is what you're what the thinking is.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
So Foley's going to be under center. He's going to keep it himself, and he does run right towards the center of the field, but not real far. And then they're going to let the clock run down and call a timeout here and try and make that last play, that field goal attempt.
Yep, run it down to 3 seconds.
We'll await the whistle, and there it is. Haddonfield calls their last timeout. Tie game, 14-14. Haddonfield calls their last timeout. You got to, if you're West Deptford, you got to be bringing Jason Collier into the middle of the line here.
Yeah, that worked the last
6-7.
time. That's right. And now the situation for this is if you're Clyde Folsom, you have timeouts remaining, and you ice the kicker. Mm-hmm. You get him ready, and then you make sure you call timeout. You stand right next to that line judge or side judge and call timeout just when they're getting ready. And so the field goal is going to be 30 yards, which is, you said he's already kicked a 34.
Long is 34 this season for Henry Grozier. 5 for 7 this year on field goal attempts. And as I said earlier, he was 24 of 24 on PATs before they blocked that one earlier.
Well, there's a great difference now is you can't replicate this in practice because, yes, he's kicked 30-yard field goals in practice all the time, but under this pressure, and you know West
probably
Deptford's,
by himself with nobody around.
You know West Deptford's going to come everything they can at him. It'll be, of course, all of us can also remember the famous Alabama-Auburn game when they tried to kick a field goal and it didn't get to the end zone. And
that's right.
Well,
all right, so here it comes.
I expect a timeout coming right here.
It comes down to this. It's going to be Grozier, the kicker. The holder for Haddonfield is the quarterback, Jay Foley. And now we've got a timeout. Clyde with a timeout for West Deptford.
And I believe that's his second. You can call 2 consecutive timeouts. You can't call 3.
Oh, really?
So the bottom line for this is he can take another timeout, put some more pressure, or he could decide not to, and he can just decide we'll see what happens.
Right. So there's number 4, Henry Grozier, the junior, 5'11", 160, as I mentioned. He came into today 24 for 24 on PATs. Missed one, or had it blocked today. So now 24 for 25, and he's 5 for 7 this year on field goals. His long of the year, 34. He's connected for 34 total points this year for the Bulldogs. And again, the quarterback, Jay Foley, is the holder.
Well, he's definitely not going to see a pass unless it's a bad snap because with 2 seconds left, it ain't happening. We'll see if Clyde takes his last time out.
So it'll be a 30-yarder here for the win. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. Kick is wide to the left. No good. We are going to be going overtime.
All right, it had the distance.
It did.
But it just...
You mentioned, though, Fred, the left hash is a tougher spot for that kick, and obviously it was. He pulled it a little bit, and that's all you do.
All right, fans, you enjoyed this game so much. Now the clock gets turned off except for the play clock.
Free football.
And we're going to play. Now, the rules of how it's set. They'll go out. They will toss the coin again. The team that wins the toss of the coin, here we get to see it again. He had time, and it was a good kick. It just didn't have the right trajectory to make it. So when they go out, they flip the coin. When you win, you have the choice of either receiving or playing defense. Now, most teams that are so much different before where you want the ball, here you play defense because you want to see what they do, and then you have your option that your offense can change around. Now, what the team that loses the toss, their option then would be which end of the field do you want to play the overtime? If we go to a second, you can kick the ball in the first overtime. The second overtime, we just changed. The team that went first now goes last. We switch that around, and you can kick the extra point. In the third overtime and past, then you have to go for 2. So a few years ago, West Deptford had a game against Buna, and it was near the end of the game, and Buna scored right at the end of the game. They could have kicked the extra point for the tie and sent it in overtime. They tried for 2 and missed by like 3 inches, and West Deptford won the Group 2 championship over Buna that year. So we'll see what happens. Notice the coaches come out. If I win the toss, I'm choosing to go on defense because it's not sudden death here.
You think those two guys, aren't used to this stuff? They've just been battling for years, Clyde and Frank. Unbelievable.
And I think the last spot they want to be right now is in the middle of the field. They want to be with their team, get them ready. But that's high school situations and rules.
So the Atlantic City Electric game of the week has certainly been lived up to that. It's been an electric one here, especially the second half, Fred. Amazing ball game, great back and forth, and it's going to come down to an overtime.
And I'd like to thank John Mondelli and all the Gloucester County Educational Network people here. They got us a good game.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts. Our camera people, you've been right on target the whole time. Our producer's been right when I've been wrong, and when everything has been there. Thank you, sir.
So we're going to be heading down to the left end of the field, which I think no matter what, if you're an offense, you want to be able to see. Well, I guess you don't need the clock,
You
right?
don't
At this
need the
point, it
clock
doesn't
anymore.
matter.
The only thing that happens in college is when they have the play clock that's running down that you
Right.
know. I think, again, in here, the first play of the series is very, very important. You want it to be a positive yard. It doesn't need to get 7 or 8 because now you're playing in a deal where the only thing you need is points. Mm-hmm. So if West Deptford can go now, they put the big pressure on them. If they go down and score, then the pressure is really on on Haddonfield. But both teams have good kickers, so they're not afraid of using a field goal.
So West Deptford will have the ball first, it looks like. No, they're going on defense, pardon me.
Yeah,
I saw
they're going on
Oreo out
defense.
there, and immediately I thought quarterback, but no, he's back at he's, of course, the defensive end as well. So Haddonfield will start with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 25, so you can get 2 first downs
Right.
before you have to push it in.
The only way this game ends before both teams having possession would be an interception or a fumble that's picked up and run the whole way back. Because then you don't need an offense. So Here we go. Pressure on Haddonfield to score.
So Jay Foley at quarterback, he's been pretty magical tonight back there. Scrambling, running for his life, making some great throws. He'll take the first snap, and it's the read option there. And he reads it to keep it himself as Patrizzi had it pulled from his gut. So he gets a couple. We'll have second down here.
And you got positive yards. That's the most important thing.
Looks like a gain of about 3, I'm going to say.
When you start at the 25, if you didn't gain anything, that would be a 42-yard field goal. I think that's really a stretch. But if you keep getting positive yards, if you could at least get a first, I think you got to score. I think you got to score a touchdown here.
So now 2nd and 7 at the West Deptford 22. Foley's going to give it to Patrizzi this time, who kind of slips and then slips away from a tackle and moves his way forward. Darrell Johnson looked like he had him and then kind of looked like he pushed him forward, Fred.
Yeah, and if we get to see it again, Patrizzi will be kicking himself, because if he had cut the ball back against the grain, he might be walking in the end. Look at the opening that's right here.
I think maybe he tried to do that, but he looked like he slipped a little.
Yeah.
And then he got shoved from behind by Johnson. So now 3rd and 3, so they're going to give him 4 on that run. 3rd and 3.
This is a big play, because you have to get close enough to gamble on 4th down, because you don't want to get no points.
Foley's going to toss it. He connects for first down yardage.
That's his brother again. That's Johnny there picking up the ball on that quick slant or seam route that we're going to run in. Now they are inside the 10-yard line, so there will be first down. Watch this quick 2-step. There's that quick move.
You got to about the 9, it looks like, maybe the 8. So 1st and goal here, though. So that's the catch now. You can't get a first down.
Yep. But you're going to get points. That's the thing you're going to look at right now.
Patrizzi's going to take it, running right. He is grabbed and hauled down. This big Jason Collier pretty much collared him and brought him down.
And Gavin Shields in there just really coming out of his linebacker spot, forcing him to go outside. Actually, I am wrong. That was really a well played there by number 5. Jake Parator. He came from the other linebacker spot. He was the one that really changed the direction of that play.
It looks like it was a loss of 2, so 2nd 11. Foley now passing towards the near side, got his tight end, but the throw sails out of bounds. He was trying to connect over there with Gavranich.
Yeah, a little bit too much air on that. When you run like a fade pattern like that, when you're inside this one, you have to run to the back end zone mark. And that was thrown about halfway there. So not a good throw there by Foley, but he'll get better for that.
So now 3rd and goal at the 11. Foley's going to work from the shotgun again. He's got Brian Jones back there as his fullback. John Foley spread out to the right. Jay looking for him, now thrown deep towards the back of the end zone, but that's out of the back of the end zone as well. And it's going to bring up 4th and goal for Haddonfield and see what they do.
You have to kick the field goal. You can't get no points. So they'll bring Grozier in, and they'll kick the field goal and try to make it 17-14. And then it takes some of the pressure off Haddonfield that they don't need a touchdown to win. They just need a field goal to tie, and they can win with a touchdown. Now again, this one's going to be on the right. So again, you have to be able to play it so it goes right down the center.
It's going to be about 28 yards here for the field goal for Grozier. Again, as long as 34 this year. This one is up, and it's no good. No good. So now West Deptford, all they need is points. 3, 6, it doesn't matter.
And that's not going to make Mr. Grozier sleep well tonight. He had that game ender as time was running out to win, and he misses this. It looks like the snap's fine, the hold's fine. Now pressure's
couldn't even see where it went.
Yeah, you can't, but pressure is an amazing animal. Sometimes when you're on the right hash like that, you have a tendency to try to kick it to the make sure it doesn't go left.
Overcompensate,
yeah,
right?
Overcompensate. Now it's interesting for Coach Folsom. He is in field goal position for what he needs right now. But what he wants to do is get the touchdown.
Oh, sure.
Because then you don't have to worry about the hold, the snap, anything that's down there.
And we talked about the kicker, Bilodeau. He's 1 for 2 this year on field goal attempts. His only field goal was a 25-yarder. So this is 10 yards plus beyond where he's connected from.
These are really free plays for West Deptford because they don't even have to score, and it goes to the next overtime, and they just want to end it.
Yeah,
right
not
here.
a lot of pressure here. Urio under center. He's going to give it up the middle. Trying to pick some room, but not getting much is TJ Hoyt.
And again, that's right into the center. That's right into Murray, and that's Troyani and Will Chimney.
62 Matthew Pinsky in there as well. He wasn't a starter, but he's played a lot of significant minutes here in this second half, especially defensively.
I think West Deptford will take this to the outside. And I'm still waiting for that double reverse.
We got Bookman out there. Bookman is going to line up on the right. They've been running that right to left sweep a lot tonight, Fred. So we'll see if that's in the arsenal here. Urio under center again. And it is going to be Bookman running to the left, but Haddonfield sniffs it out, and it's going to be a loss. But, ooh, I thought there was maybe a face mask there. No call. So a loss. That might be the first time Bookman's had a run for a loss on that play tonight, Fred.
I think you're right. Now here's the option. That would, if we watch in here, this is a real good job of stringing it out by Haddonfield. They didn't go inside. They forced it outside. Kadar makes a very, very good effort right there.
Yeah.
That was a very good job by Alex Kadar.
It looked like Chimney kind of stepped in and forced him to take a couple, led some room for Kadar and then make the play.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, here's what you got to do. You want to get positive yardage here. So I don't know whether they're going to have Urio throw the ball, but throwing the ball to the tight end might not be a bad play.
Yeah. Urio's under center, and now we've got a whistle and we've got timeout. Looks like West Deptford is called timeout, I believe.
Yeah, I think Clyde wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. This is what we're going to run. If we don't get a first down, no problem. We're going to bring the field goal team in, and Mike Bilodeau is going to kick the field goal, and we're going to win the game. It also, though, if you think about it, gives Haddonfield to go over all their options. So, and I've coached with Coach Folsom. I know how he thinks. I think he's going to run some kind of I swear he's going to run it. Now, he'll probably roll out Pete Urio and tell him if somebody's open, throw the ball. If not, run and get down the field. I'd love to see him run either the single back or the back-to-back, because I think nobody's going to be prepared for it.
You know, with a weapon like Collier out there too, a guy that's 6'7" and 280, who can make a lot of room for himself. You know, get him the ball too. I think that's a huge option.
If I'm Haddonfield, I'm lining somebody right up on Collier, and I'm
Don't
jamming.
let him get off the line.
I'm not letting him get off the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 10 at the 25. Again, we're in overtime, 14-14. If West Deptford scores in any way, shape, or form here, they will win this ball game. They have the second possession of this first overtime. Urio under center. Going to hand it off to the right. It's McCune. McCune is going to pick up about 5, 6, 7 yards. So we're going to have 4th down and about 3. And you got to go for the field goal, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because even though you have nothing to lose, that would have been an interesting point. Your fan base would never understand why you didn't kick the field goal. But that's great running there by McEwen, because he got the positive yards. He's got the chance. Now it's interesting. You do get a timeout in overtime. So I wonder
West Deptford already used its, and Haddonfield could use one now.
Could use it and to try to freeze the kicker.
Looks like the ball's at the 18, so
35
it's going to be a
yards.
35-yarder. And as I said, the long for him has been 25 for Bilodeau. And Frank Delano calls timeout.
Yeah, smart move. Make him think about it.
And Bilodeau, you see, waving to the rest of his team. It's like, just leave me alone. I got this. Step away, fellas.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, that's the smartest thing for the kicker to do. Get away from everybody else. Keep yourself in your own frame of mind. Keep your focus. Don't let all these people coming over and say, come on, we got you. You're going to make this. That's not what you want to hear. You just want to be focused. I want to take my proper steps. I want to deliver my footwork perfectly.
He's doing some landscaping there, too. You see him number 80 there in the bottom right corner of your screen. He was
the most
stamping down the turf.
The most famous one ever was in New England one time when it was snow on the field, and the guy with the snowplow came out.
Well, that was the Raiders game with Tom Brady with the whole tuck rule and all that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
sent the Patriots off on their way to a dynasty, and the Raiders really never recovered from there.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. Somebody's going to be happy after this play. West Deptford with a win, or Haddonfield if they live to play a second overtime.
So a 35-yard field goal opportunity here to win the game in overtime for West Deptford. It's Mike Bilodeau, senior. The kick, it's up. It is good. West Deptford wins it in overtime, 17-14, and they swarm Bilodeau, who's running for his life so he doesn't get smothered.
Wow, what a way to end the game. 35-yard field goal by Bilodeau. The thrill of victory, as you're going to see right here with West Deptford, and the agony of defeat for Haddonfield.
Wow, great ending to what was a great game between two pretty great teams. We'll step away. Again, the final score, West Deptford 17, Haddonfield 14. We'll be back with more after this from West Deptford High School. Mike Shute back here at West Deptford High School with a happy Coach Clyde Folsom after a 17-14 overtime victory. Coach, you got a little bit of a smile, I see, and you got to be happy with the way your kicker performed there to finish things off.
Well, I'm happy with the way the whole team performed. I mean, it was a great effort with two very good football teams. I don't think the teams disappointed the crowd, that's for sure. It's this typical Haddonfield-West Deptford matchup, and our guys hung in there and able to capitalize on some of their mistakes, but a very evenly played game. And again, our kicking game we work on heavily, but Mike's been doing it for 3 years. He always seems to come up with a big kick whenever needed, whether it be an extra point and or a field goal. But very proud of what he did. I mean, it's a great opportunity. He took advantage of it and won the football game.
And how important was it? Obviously, whose decision was it to say we want, and that overtime decision, like we want the ball first, we want the ball last? What was the deal there?
We won the toss, and usually when you win the toss in overtime, 99% of the time teams are going to go on defense first, put the pressure on the offense initially. And then the defense gets. When you do get possession, you have obviously you have the goal. You have the option to kick a field goal if you're within range, or have to score a touchdown. And fortunately, we were able to stop them on D. Stop them when they had their first possession and put us in a position to get the field goal. That third down play, we ran we wanted to put the ball on the right hash and hopefully get 4 or 5 yards. And Darren McEwen did a great job of getting it down the field, just enough for us to get the thing, the yardage we needed to attempt a field goal.
You obviously were playing without your man Lim tonight, but talk about the guy that stepped in and did a great job in his place.
Well, Tyshawn Bookman is he's not a typical sophomore. He's an outstanding, top-notch high school football player as a sophomore, but he doesn't play like one, and he stepped up tonight and had quite a game.
And how big was your defense at the end there, coming up with some big stops? Because Haddonfield did have some momentum in that second half. They made some adjustments and did score all their points in the second half. You guys came up, though, and made the stop at the end to get where you needed to be.
Well, the Foley kid kind of took the game in his hands and did a really nice job. And they're an extremely well-coached football team, and they play smart. The kids play hard. I mean, it's obvious. The tradition they've established over there, the culture that's been established. They're always going to play hard. They're going to play together. And as I said, they're extremely well coached.
As is West Deptford as well, Coach. And you guys, play these guys so much, 13 times, I guess, over the last 8 years. Perhaps you guys will see each other again pretty soon.
Well, I don't know. We're not thinking like that. Right now we're thinking about Cinnaminson next week up in Cinnaminson. And it was a great win tonight, and we're proud of it and excited. It's another step up the ladder. But this game doesn't mean anything if we don't get next week.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Send it over to my partner, Fred Swartz, who's got some players as well.
I'm here with the most popular guy in West Deptford right now. You could probably get the phone number from every girl in the school.
I don't think so.
With Mike Bilodeau, who kicked the 35-yard field goal to win the game. What was going through your mind, Mike?
It was a great opportunity, the kicker missed it, and it took a little pressure off that we were just tied. It wasn't to tie the game up, and it was a great snap, great hold, and my team did a great job to move the ball up, and I just did my job.
When you kicked it, did you think it was good?
As soon as I made contact, I looked up and I thought I had good power. And once I saw it going through the uprights, I had a good feeling it was going in.
Now, you told me before the ball was on the right hash. Is that an issue for you?
Right hash, it goes both ways, just depending on the field and everything. But Haddonfield last year was my longest field goal, and it was from the right hash, so I guess in games it helps from the right hash.
Is that something that you as a kicker look forward to, having the game in your hands that you can decide it?
I have about a dream every day of me kicking the game-winning field goal. This is something that goes through our head every day, and it was unbelievable that I got the opportunity to do it.
It's just an awesome deal that it's also your rivalry. It's for the conference. It's for PowerPoints. Is this the greatest moment in your life?
It's one of the greatest moments. A championship would be better, but right now this is one of the greatest moments of my life. So.
Well, we thank you. Just enjoy the night. You don't get these many opportunities, and it's really great that it happened for you.
Thank you.
Hi, we're back with our next star of the game here from West Deptford, and it's Peter Orio, the quarterback, and he also plays outside linebacker. Tell us your feelings of the game you just went through, because that was exciting football.
We knew it was going to be a tight game the whole way through, 4 quarters, 15 rounds, whatever you want to call it, but we felt 100% confidence, and it was up and downs, roller coaster ride, and we just hung on there and battled it out.
The one thing I've learned is you don't bet against West Deptford, and that pretty much shows it. Which do you enjoy playing the most, Peter? Do you like playing offense or do you like playing defense?
Honestly, it's going to sound cliche. I like playing anyway. I just like playing football, and I think a lot of my teammates notice that, and I just want to be on the field, whether it be kickoff, special teams, defense. I just want to be on the field.
Now, he's going to kill me, but I coached his dad at Deptford back in the 1980s. Peter, you are a better football player.
That's great. My family's always giving me a hard time. There's a bunch of all-state, all-star jersey players in my family. So, that means a lot, especially coming from someone like you who coached them and played with them.
Well, it's also, these games, it takes poise, and you had it out there today. You didn't get rattled when things weren't there or things went against you, and when you knew you had to do it, you went ahead and do it. That's what West Deptford football is all about?
Yeah, every practice is like a game like that. You're expected to perform perfect. We want perfect practices every day, no matter what. And it's almost like practices are harder than games. When we're out there, it's just 100% confidence. Cool. We're just playing football.
So now, next we go to Cinnaminson and take one step at a time. But today you have a great chance to celebrate.
Yeah, we're going to celebrate it this weekend, enjoy it. But come back to Monday. We're 100% focused on Cinnaminson, and we're 0-0 again. We got to go 1-0 for that week.
Thanks, Pete. Good luck. I hope we see you at Rowan.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi, back with our third star of the game, and what a game he had. A sophomore, Tyshawn Bookman. Tell us about the game and what you thought when you were out there. First of all, did you even expect to be starting tonight, or what went through your mind?
Yes, I did expect that I was starting because I knew Kenny was out, and I had to fill in a big spot.
And tell me what you like most about running the football. Do you like running over people? Do you like scoring touchdowns? Tell me what you really like.
All of the above.
How about that? What do you think is the key to success to being a running back at West Deptford?
Stay working. We're a hard-working program, so all you got to do is keep on working.
And it pays off dividends at the end, listening to everything the coach says and everything you need to do. What can you take out of a game like today? First of all, you have to feel really good about it, but what can you take out of it for you personally?
I don't really know.
You're just happy you won the game. Well, I'll tell you what, the nicest thing for everyone here at West Deptford is he's a sophomore. He's going to be around for a long time to come, and you're going to rank among some of the best backs that West Deptford's ever had. We really appreciate your time. Great. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Fred, this was certainly, I think Coach Clyde Folsom said it, didn't disappoint. It was a really, really good ball game between two really good teams. And, in the end, West Deptford prevails on that long field goal for Mr. Bilodeau.
And there really was no losers tonight because Haddonfield really played well. We said before both teams played well. It would be a classic. It was. Both teams did exactly what they needed to do. They rallied from adversity. It was just a pleasure not only to do it with you, but to watch that game, that's for sure.
Another great one between West Deptford and Haddonfield, as they've had many over the years. And like I mentioned to Clyde, they might be seeing each other again.
Yeah, there's a good possibility. They're both going to get into Group 2 playoffs, and it all depends on where they are in the brackets. But one thing for sure, they'll sell the house out again when they play again.
Absolutely. Great game tonight, again from West Deptford, the final score in overtime. West Deptford 17, Haddonfield 14. For my partner, Fred Swartz, I'm Mike Shute saying goodnight. Thanks for watching the Atlantic City Electric High School Football Game of the Week on the Gloucester County Educational Network. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.